Sorry. Hi everyone! Thank you so much for coming over to my live stream again. I'm sorry, I recently just started my live stream just now and found that it's a different thumbnail, so I can't update my thumbnails halfway through, so I have to end my live stream and start my new live stream. So thank you all so much for coming over to my live stream. How's everyone doing? Thank you all so much. Sincerest gratitude. Hopefully the thumbnails is updated already. Please work. Awesome. It works. It's working. So yeah. But first things point. First things first. I need to do simple audio check. Yeah. So, gosh, put here first. Let's go. Okay. Audio check 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Colonel Sanders, I've always wondered, why do people call you the Colonel?
Interesting. Alright, so please work, I need to do the audio. Need to link the audio with the visual, so yeah. I check 1, 2, 3. Okay, audio.
Hey, Colonel Sanders, I've always...
Okay, you might think that is kind of stupid, but it's very important. I literally have weeks of live stream that my audio and visual doesn't sync up because case in point my computer is not the best. So yeah, sorry. So anyways, let's start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go fast. Hey, hi everyone, it's me, and today let's discover KFC's cursed. Huh? One more time. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Oh, sorry, one more time. Chicken. Hi everyone, it's me, and today let's discover KFC's crusts. Like, seriously? There's a crust?
Hey, Colonel Sanders, I've always wondered, why do people call you the Colonel?
Actually, I don't like to talk about it, but it's because my body's the size of a corn kernel. See? People think it's my tie, but it's actually my body. Try to unsee that one.
Okay. How did I never notice this before?
Head tipped over again. A little help here.
Alright, that's weird. Okay, small body. That's not the ribbon. That is the hand and legs. Footage.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory. Hi.
The only show online with 11 secret curses and spices. Today we're talking about whether a fast food mascot can put a hex on you. No joke, it is a legitimate thing that real, sensible people actually believe, and I don't care who you are, fast food voodoo magic is just finger-licking good theory fodder. You see, a few years ago, Steph and I had the good fortune to go on vacation to Japan, and one of our traditions whenever we travel abroad is to visit at least one American fast food franchise just to see how it's different through another cultural lens. Pizza Hut in Egypt, practically fine dining. The McYero in Greece, do not recommend. And in Japan, it was all about the KFC. But we also tried Krispy Kreme, which, word of warning, the creamy white donut is not what you'd expect. It is not cream-filled and delightful, but rather filled with mayonnaise and mushrooms with a dusting of onion powder on the outside. So just be aware of that one before you take a big old bite out of it like I did.
I really like it that he put in the Mario mushroom and a Shrek reference into it.
Anyway, KFC, we were shocked to see it on pretty much every street corner. I mean, I love their mashed potatoes as much as the next guy, don't get me wrong, but like, does it really need to appear with a frequency to rival Starbucks? Well,
in Japan, right, do you notice that in Japan, Christmas, they eat a lot of KFC, like a lot.
You see, Kentucky Fried Chicken and Japan have this incredible and long-standing relationship. Japan is the third biggest KFC market in the world, behind only China and the US, with over 1,100 restaurants. So why is Kentucky Fried Chicken so big in such a small country? In one word, Christmas. See, most prevalent religions in Japan are Shintoism and Buddhism, which means that Christmas traditions, as we understand them, have been slower to catch on in Japan than a lot of other countries. But in 1970, Takeshi Okawara, the manager of the first KFC in Japan, sought to change all that.
With good marketing and advertisements.
He started promoting fried chicken party barrels as a fun substitute for the traditional American turkey Christmas dinner, which...
Can you imagine the commercials back then? It's inspiring, and also little did he know that he would change the entire culture of Japan.
apparently they think is a thing.
50 years later.
I don't know about you, but I've never had a traditional Christmas turkey. I think most of our Christmas meals at this point entail like soggy pierogies that have been left in a reheating tin for a bit too long, and maybe if we're lucky, like half honey-baked ham, provided we found the $10 off coupon that they put in like the paper. Anyway, it started to catch on. So in 1974, KFC came out with a long-running Japanese ad campaign to encourage people to, quote, eat Kentucky for Christmas.
Kentucky Christmas!
Kentucky Christmas! Kentucky Christmas!
Kentucky Christmas!
Yes, the Christmas. Oh.
Today,
Brilliant commercials.
roughly 5% of KFC Japan's annual sales occur on or immediately around Christmas Eve. And in the wake of the wildly successful Kentucky Christmas campaign, life-sized statues of Colonel Sanders became fixtures in front of KFCs across the country.
Case in point, 5% of the entire year for one particular day, that is super important.
Often getting dressed up in Santa suits for the holidays. They also happen to get dressed up for all sorts of other reasons because Japan is awesome. But when they're not wearing fun outfits or peddling the chitza, which was literally pizza on a crust of fried chicken that we tried when we were over there, again, would not recommend. Apparently, these statues are also placing curses on Japan's national athletes. You heard that right. Today, we're playing Ghostbusters as we look into the mysterious curse of Colonel Sanders to see if the Colonel lives on to haunt the people of Japan.
I really love it that MatPat includes other countries involved in his theory so that it can be more inclusive in a global stage. So thank you so much, MatPat, for being so inclusive and welcoming.
According to numerous English language sources I found, the story goes a little something like this. Japan's Nippon Professional Baseball Organization consists of 12 teams, 6 in the Central League and 6 in the Pacific League. Since 1950, the Japan Series has pitted the Central League winner against the Pacific League winner in a best-of-7 game series to determine the overall NPB champion.
In the sports, baseball.
It's basically their equivalent of the World Series. From 1950 through 1984, the Central League's Hanshin Tigers failed to win the Japan Series once. So when 1985 rolled around and the Tigers started to put in a really, really good season,
Notice that 1985 is nearly 40 years old. Sorry, one more time. Oh, okay, it's nearly 50 years. Okay. Nearly half a century.
long-deprived fans were understandably excited. On October 16th, 1985, the Tigers finally managed to win their first Central League title in 21 years. And the fans...
Oh, nearly 40 years. Yes, sorry, nearly 40 years. I was doubting my mathematics, I'm sorry.
Go berserk. And when the Tigers then proceed to win the Japan Series for the first time ever, a couple weeks later on November 2nd, the fans really go berserk. Following the Tigers' Japan Series victory, fans take to the streets in celebration. A crowd gathers at the Ibisu Bridge and they start singing cheer songs for each player in the Tigers' starting lineup. By
Did he just say Ibisu instead of Ebisu?
the way, during that Japan trip, Steph and I went to a baseball game, and it was straight up the best sporting event I've been to in my life. Everyone just eats hot octopus udon and cheers the entire time. Japanese fans are incredible, and they are nuts about their cheer songs.
Yes, you must agree with you. The cheers is much more epic than other countries involved. There is the cheer choreography, the cheer dance group, there's the cheerleader and the manager for the cheer. There's different dance, different songs. If the group is losing, different cheers. If the group is winning, there's different cheers. If there's nothing, different cheers. Wow. The planning.
So anyway, back on this bridge, at the culmination of every player's cheer song, a fan in the crowd who looked similar to that player jumps off the bridge into the water below. So dive after dive into the water goes off without a hitch until they hit a certain player on the team, Randy Bass, an American player in Japan who looks a little something like this.
Hi, Randy Bass.
Figure the crowd didn't exactly have an abundance of bearded Caucasian dudes to choose from, so they had to get creative.
Yeah, and case in point, back in the days, it was 1984, so let's be understanding, shall we? Thank you so much.
Didn't take long to find their Randy Bass doppelganger standing in front of a nearby Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant.
People who looked like the members of the team had to jump off the bridge. They couldn't find anyone who looked like a gaijin, Randy Bass, the bearded American batsman, so...
Gaijin, 外人, you can think of it as foreigners or international personnel. Yeah.
They nicked the colonel from outside a KFC and they chucked him off a bridge.
That's right, one of the Colonel
Yes, Gaijin is like, to us we call Amor.
Sanders statues got tossed off the bridge as part of the fans' revelry. And that's when an interesting thing happened. The defending champion Tigers immediately returned to their losing streak. In fact, they proceeded to place dead last in the Central League 10 of the next 16 seasons. Today, 35 years later, the Tigers still haven't won a second title, and it's
But you must recognize that this video came out in the year 2020. So whatever year that you're watching right now, maybe it works. Note that this year is in the year 2022. So yeah.
not looking like they'll pull it off this season either. Now, if you're familiar with baseball, you know that notorious losing streaks and supernatural curses go together like peanuts and Cracker Jack. Or like cheer songs in udon if you're watching in Japan. The Boston Red Sox, who went nearly a century without a World Series title, had the curse of the Bambino. The Chicago Cubs, who also had a ridiculously long title drought, had the curse of the Billy Goat. And after the Hanshin Tigers fell shy of the Japan Series title decade after decade, the legend of the Colonel Sanders statue grew into a full-blown baseball curse in its own right. Over the years, superstitious fans have made multiple attempts to recover the statue from the bottom of the canal, and finally in 2009, the statue was successfully recovered. But it didn't break the curse. The Tigers are still losing. Some say it's because the Colonel's left hand and glasses were never found. And the prevailing theory is that the Tigers won't win another championship until Colonel Sanders is made whole yet again. So that is the story, friends, but what I really want to figure out today is whether there's any validity to it. Remember, unlike a lot of other fast food mascots, Colonel Sanders was a real-life human being with an actual biography. It's not like Ronald McDonald would somehow be able to put a curse upon you from beyond the grave because he never lived, but Colonel Sanders did. So, was he the type of person who would actually hold a grudge or retaliate over something like this? Is it possible that Colonel Sanders is punishing this disrespectful baseball team from beyond the grave, or are there other factors at play?
Wait a minute, is it? Wait. So MatPat is trying to do an audio biography about Colonel Sanders? Seriously?
Get started, let's look at the man behind the linen suit, shall we?
Oh!
Sanders was
He's actually doing an autobiography.
born in 1890 in Henryville, Indiana. He learned to cook at an early age because his dad passed away and his mom needed the help. His mother, but Harland wasn't a fan of his new stepdad, so he ran away at the age of 13 and entered the workforce. The list of unglamorous jobs that Harland had over the next 3 decades is long and fascinating, including railroad worker, country lawyer, steamboat ferry operator, tire salesman, and service station manager. He had a habit of getting into fistfights, which forced him to find new employment more than once. At the age of 40, Harland was broke, so he had to start over in Corbin, Kentucky, where he was running a gas station. In order to boost his sales, he also started to sell fried chicken to the motorists who stopped by. The chicken was a huge hit, so Harland started a restaurant and figured out that he could fry chickens far more efficiently by using a pressure cooker. Shortly thereafter, Harland was bestowed the honorary title of Kentucky Colonel by the governor for his contributions to the community, both culinary and otherwise. But life wasn't through being hard on the newly deemed Colonel Sanders. A fire burned his old restaurant to the ground, and then a new interstate was built, which bypassed his rebuilt one. And as any parent who's been forced to watch the movie Cars 974 times can tell you, being bypassed by an interstate is bad for business. And to make matters even worse, Sanders lost the honorary title of Colonel, though it would eventually be reinstated. At the age of 62, Colonel Sanders found himself broke again. But he kept on trying, going going around restaurant to restaurant to sell the one thing he had left, his recipe.
Case in point, we must really pay respect to this individual, 62 years old and he's still trying out. Do you know 62 years old is the kind of age in which like you retire, that I'm done with this life. It's like, let me just relax the rest of my life, live in luxury, all this. He's still fighting on with the passion and the effort and the spirits, the burning spirit.
Asking that if restaurants used it, they give a portion of the proceeds back to him. And thus, the first Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise was established in Salt Lake City, Utah. And the rest is history. At an age when many people would have retired, Colonel Sanders, at long last, had finally found his success. So, was Colonel Sanders the type of guy to cast a curse from beyond the grave? Heck yes! This was a man who didn't back down from confrontation and settled scores on the spot.
62 years old and just start 东山再起 very hard, much respect, you know.
When a cook at a diner refused to get his order right, the nearly 70-year-old Colonel Sanders threw his eggs at the cook's face and fended him off with a stool. And if undercooked eggs are enough to bring Colonel Sanders to blows, it's not hard to imagine how vandalism to his statue might set him off. Besides, being tossed off a bridge could have simply been the straw that broke the camel's back. Success didn't come easily or quickly to Colonel Sanders. We shouldn't overlook the fact that he was a painstakingly self-made man who carefully crafted his trademark white linen suit and string tie outfit while he was alive. Not sure he would have been entirely pleased to see his statues getting dressed up as maids and pantsless Santas and everything in between. And watching his statue get tossed off a bridge might have been especially painful given the fact that he himself nearly died when falling off a bridge as a young man. So yeah, I'd say the Curse of the Colonel story is certainly plausible, but now let's look at the facts. Is there any other way to explain the Hanshin Tiger's remarkable title drought? Maybe things that aren't so supernatural? For one thing, there's the fact that the Tigers have only gone 35 years without a title. Certainly, it's a long time, and yes, the streak is still active, so it's bound to grow longer, but the thing is, the Hanshin Tigers don't even have the longest streak in their own league. The Hiroshima Toyo Carp, who haven't been Japan Series champions since 1984, have an even longer active title drought than the Tigers do. And they didn't launch a beloved fast food mascot into a river, at least as far as I know. So if any Japanese baseball teams have the right to blame their woes on supernatural interference, it's the Carp, which incidentally was the team that Stephanie and I saw play in Japan. Like I said, their fans were absolutely incredible and super supportive, so yeah, maybe a curse is to blame when it comes to the Carp. The Tigers also have the misfortune of sharing the Central League with the Giants, who are basically the New York Yankees of Japanese baseball, meaning that they're a powerhouse team that's just so easy to root against. Quote, "It has also long been alleged that the Giants rely on underhanded tactics to recruit the best players, involving bribes to players and amateur coaches, or using their influence on the governing council of Japanese professional baseball to pass rules that favor their recruiting efforts. This may be one explanation for the Giants' abundance of success in league play." End quote. And that abundance of success in league play is a major reason why the Tigers have only advanced out of their league and into the Japan Series 3 times since 1985. So maybe we don't really need to turn to the supernatural in order to explain the Tigers' losing streak after all. As possible, I looked into some Japanese language sources to see if I could find any more nuggets of info, and what I found wasn't a nugget. It was a whole 13-piece finger-licking good bucket of information. The first Japanese language source I looked at basically told the story I was familiar with. Hanshin Tiger fans celebrate the victory, toss Colonel Sanders' statue into the canal, and their team promptly goes down the tube. But the difference in the Japanese story was the date that this all happened. To this point, all of the English language sources on this topic had either suggested or outright stated that the statue was thrown into the canal on November 2nd, the day that the Tigers won the series. But this Japanese language source explicitly placed the event on October 16th. And this led me to more and more sources that reference that October date. Why is that important? Because it would mean that the statue wasn't thrown off Ibisu Bridge during the Japan Series celebration, it was thrown off the bridge prior to it when fans were celebrating clinching the Central League pennant, which means that the Hanshin Tigers won their one and only Japan Series championship immediately after the Colonel Sanders statue was hurled from the bridge. Here's an interview with a reporter from the Hanshin Tigers English News that explains how a false version of the story has been circulating English language sources for decades.
I think most of the English stories that are out there, either in video or written form, are taken from each other. I mean, they're all taken from English versions that were previously written. And as I look back in Japanese kind of accounts of the story, I noticed that the English version has a fatal flaw in it.
So a single detail in the story got lost in translation, and the Curse of the Colonel spun out into a fully blown urban legend as a result. Theorists, this totally wrecks the Curse of the Colonel as we know it. If the Colonel indeed cursed the Tigers from beyond the grave, it didn't work because the 1985 Tigers went ahead and won a title anyway just a couple of weeks after he was tossed into the river. But this also gets my theory wheels a turning, friends, because think of it this way. For 35 years, the Hanshin Tigers never won the Japan Series. Then, in 1985, their fans threw a Colonel Sanders statue off a bridge, and the Tigers promptly win the series for the first time in history. The fans then stopped throwing Colonel Sanders statues off of bridges, and the Hanshin Tigers returned to their losing ways for another 35 plus years.
So you're trying to say that there might be a coincidence? Quite sus, isn't it?
Here's what I'm getting at, friends. What if gleefully hurling that Colonel Sanders statue off the bridge actually boosted the Tigers' performance for a short period of time? What if Colonel Sanders, a symbol of persevering after decades and decades of struggle before hitting it big, actually has a soft spot for underdogs like the Hanshin Tigers? What if the so-called Curse of the Colonel was actually the Lucky of Kentucky all along? I can hear you calling me insane in the comments, and yeah, maybe I am. A baseball curse is crazy territory to be theorizing about, I'll give you that. But I'm just following the facts here, people. So here's my pitch to the Hanshin Tiger fans out there. If you're the type of fan who subscribes to nutty baseball curses and superstitions, you have nothing to lose by testing this one out. As we speak, the 2020 Hanshin Tigers are wasting away in the middle of the Central Division standings. Now, I'm not supporting vandalism. Maybe you should just make your own Colonel Sanders effigy as opposed to stealing one. And I'm not supporting littering either. Maybe make an effigy that floats and can be retrieved easily and safely from the water. But we need to see what happens to the Tigers when fans or KFC here. This is strictly for science. We only have one data point here, and we need more. Also, and I cannot stress this enough, we need it done in a very cool and very legal way because your internet friend MatPat doesn't need a lawsuit on his hands. All MatPat needs is some solid data that helps prove or disprove that the Curse of the Colonel, or should I say the Lucky Kentucky, is not only legit, but it's the most wholesome, positive curse in all of baseball. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Hiroshima carpe carpe. Hiroshima carpe carpe. You can't see me, but I'm actually doing the hand motions. The really sweet Japanese fans next to us taught us that cheer because it's the one that they do in between every bat. Oh, so much fun. So much fun. I'm telling you, if you ever have the chance to go to a Japanese baseball game, absolutely do it. It is unlike anything you will ever see before. It is the best.
Yes, it's very cheerful and really joyful to be there. Very enjoyable and quite entertaining, isn't it? Let me see the meme at the back first. Sorry.
Of baseball. But hey, that's just a theory.
McDonald, KFC. Oh, this battle! Oh! That's true.
We only have one data point here, and we need more. Also, and I cannot stress this enough, we need it done in...
Alright, so anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video together with me. I hope you find this video very interesting to watch. It's kind of unique and interesting to watch, isn't it? It's very special. Anyways, if you do like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have any share of us. Don't forget to follow my channel. Thank you so much. And I sincerely appreciate it. This battle will be told for centuries. Oh! McDonald's vs KFC! I get the reference. Anyways, if you do like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have any share of us. Don't forget to follow my channel, and I sincerely appreciate all of your support and encouragement for my work. Thank you all so much for your blessing, and hope to see you in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory, a food theory. Bon appetit. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye. Subscribe. Thank you so much. It's here. Oh my gosh, thank you all so much. Oh my gosh, how do I pronounce your name? Yene Nori Ege. Let's Google Translate. Hi. Oh my gosh, hi. Thank you so much for coming out to my live stream. Thank you. How are you doing? Give me a while, I'm going to Google Translate it. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. CHEYENNE NO. Alright, let's see what is it.
Cheyenne Noriega.
Oh, sorry, I place it in Japanese. English.
Cheyenne Noriega.
I'm sorry?
Cheyenne Noriega.
Hi. How do I call your name? How do I address you? I'm sorry. How do I address you? My deepest apologies. I'm really sorry. It's okay, good. I feel bad, shot. How to pronounce your name again?
Cheyenne Noriega.
Cheyenne
Noriega.
Noriega. Am I pronouncing correctly? Let me see. Okay. Cheyenne Noriega. Right? Hopefully I'm correct. Please. I'm sorry. Okay, so thank you so much for coming out to my live stream. I'm doing reaction videos for the food theorists. Are you a fan of the food theorists? For me, I'm a huge fan of the game theorists, the film theorists, and the food theorists. I'm not sure about the fourth one will be like health theory, I guess. I guess health, because food theory they eat so much. So maybe. So anyways, this is about what's safe to eat after nuclear fallout. That's a pretty interesting question. That's a pretty interesting question, because we just covered in Japan, right? Then in Japan there's a Fukushima, and then in Ukraine right now there's a Chernobyl. So it's a pretty interesting topic to tap into, right? Okay, so any introduction, any suggestions or ideas? How should I do my intro, my video intro? Cheyenne Noriega. Hopefully I'm pronouncing correctly. Any suggestion on intro? It's not like, hi everyone, it's me, and today something. Yeah. Any recommendations on how to do the something? Maybe I shall do and today. You know what? Let's go with the big names. Chernobyl. Chernobyl. Fukushima. Yeah. Thank you. How are you doing? Sorry. How are you doing? Thank you so much for dropping by to my live stream. Thank you. Fukushima. Fukushima. Today, Chernobyl, Fukushima. What's that emoji? I can't see properly. The emoji is okay. I think I shall increase my next time lah. Right now I can't do it. For some reason I can't do it. So Cheyenne Noriega, I swear this is true. I literally swear this is true. I'm seeing the emoji as the okay. this is literally what I see. Hi, thumbs up, heart. I'm 8. The blush face up. Then the crying face is like a charming face, big eyes. Then it's the crying face. Next is rabbit, bear, rabbit, bear, chick, fox, rabbit, bear. Then it's the then it's the chicken wing VR. And next is the one. And this one I'm seeing is, I'm looking at this. Is it correct? The hand over here. Is it like this? And then the other one is the blush. Am I correct? Your emoji is the Is that even an emoji that? I don't know. I don't know why I don't know. Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, the FNAF. Of course, FNAF. Of course, you find my channel through FNAF. Of course. Of course, definitely. I mean, when was the last FNAF episode that I did? That I uploaded? 1 month ago? Probably. Because I've kept up with the latest game theorists. I'm still kept uploading the film theorist site, and the food theorist is coming out. This one I'm looking at is the eyebrow. Oh! Oh! So you're... I'm sorry. So the emoji was the face palm. Okay, my bad. I didn't notice. My bad, I'm sorry. My bad. Sorry. You need to watch more Five Nights at Freddy's. I need to upload more Five Nights at Freddy's videos lah. Oh, I noticed there's latency in which I'm reading the chat like a few seconds late, I guess. Maybe. Okay, focus. I'm doing a nuclear fallout, so let's be serious, okay? Let's be serious. How should I do this? Hi everyone, it's me, and today, Chernobyl, Fukushima. Yes, we are talking about nuclear fallout together. Take two. Oh my gosh, I was trying to be serious, man. Okay. One more time. Have you watched the Stupidest Very? I have not watched the Stupidest Very. I'm sorry. Maybe you can share the link, or you can in the comments in my video. So okay. Focus. I have to be serious. This is about nuclear fallout, so I have to be serious. Okay. Okay. Hi everyone, it's me, and today, Chernobyl, Fukushima. Yes, we'll talk about nuclear fallout.
We're running low on supplies. Looks like I'll have to forage for food. Aha!
Are you sure you should be eating that?
I know it looks weird, but honestly, it just tastes like radioactive chicken.
Matthew, it is radioactive chicken.
Oh, sorry about your leg.
Nah, don't worry about it.
What?
I got plenty.
Why? Okay, yeah. So it's apocalypse. Alright. It's that. So. Food theory.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory. Hello.
Here to help you watch your post-apocalyptic wasteland. Loyal theorists, I'll come clean right off the bat. Today's episode was inspired by a video game. More specifically, it was inspired by the cooking mechanic within that video game. See, in Fallout 4, there's this really unique food situation at play that I can't really stop thinking about. You're living in the wake of nuclear war, and you have to feed yourself.
Apocalypse.
Basically, the game lets you take all the radioactive food and completely remove the radiation from it by cooking it over an open flame. Raw rad rat meat? That's gonna hit you with 2 rads of radiation. But a cooked rad rat meat steak? Now you're good to go with no problems whatsoever. Such is the power of cooking.
In the games. I'm just glad that MapPad is doing a game theory episode on food theory. So yeah, it's just wonderful to have this kind of collapse.
Obviously, that's not how radioactivity works, or
Duh.
is it? See, that's what got me theorizing on this topic today. I realize that there are plenty of resources out there that discuss prepping for the apocalypse, but as far as for the post-apocalypse, well, not so much. What happens when your shelves of canned peaches and corn run out? What food, if any, would actually be safe to eat in a radioactive post-nuclear fallout wasteland? How would a real-life sole survivor go about preparing a square meal while minimizing their radiation exposure? Because I don't know about you, but here in 2020, where every day it feels like we're inching closer and closer to the end of days, this is the stuff that I really want to know about.
You must remember that in the year 2020, in the year 2020, there was the global pandemic period. And it's the first year of the global pandemic period. Right now, it's in the year 2022. So, oh gosh, we are still in the global pandemic. We are literally still in the global pandemic period in the year 2022.
So today we're exploring this explosive topic food theory style and vaulting right in. So how harmful is radiation? Turns out you have to be kind of specific when you ask this question because there are a lot of different kinds of radiation. Broadly speaking, they can be separated into two categories: ionizing radiation and non-ionizing radiation. Putting it in simpler terms, you can think about these as high energy radiation or low energy radiation, or in even simpler terms, dangerous radiation and safe radiation. The basic idea here is that radiation travels in waves, and if that wave is carrying enough energy, it can cause damage on the molecular level. On the other hand, if it's low energy, non-ionizing radiation, the radiation isn't going to be able to cause any sort of molecular damage. Safe kinds of radiation include things like radio waves, infrared light, visible light. Ionizing radiation, though, is a different story, and that's the kind of dangerous radiation that you'd be worried about in a post-nuclear fallout world. It's associated with radiation sickness, which includes all kinds of nasty things like nausea and vomiting in the short term, and infections and bleeding and dehydration several days to weeks out. Radiation
Case in point, it will make you very, very sick. Bad.
sickness can hit you fast and it can hit you long. You could be displaying symptoms within a single hour, and those could last for several months. It can be fatal in the short term, and even if you manage to survive the short-term effects, you'll be at an increased risk of leukemia and other particularly deadly kinds of cancer.
Case in point, cancers. Bad.
So suffice it to say, ionizing radiation is not the kind of thing that you want to be messing with, and it is definitely not the kind of thing that you want to be consuming into your body. So you might assume then that ionizing radiation bad means that food hit by ionizing radiation is also bad, but that's not exactly true. What you really want to avoid is ionizing radiation hitting you. See, any object that emits radiation is said to be radioactive, and any object or person that gets hit by radiation is said to be irradiated. Take sunlight, for example. The sun produces radiation that's strong enough to cause sunburns to our skin, but objects like beach sand or sunglasses that have been left out in the sun don't cause sunburn. So here's the takeaway here. Objects that have been hit by radiation are irradiated, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're dangerous. The ones you have to look out for are the ones that are emitting their own radiation, the ones that are themselves radioactive.
Radioactive, radioactive, whoa, 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 radioactive, radioactive, all systems down. I'm sorry, I just love the song.
Radioactive food is going to be bad for all the reasons you would imagine it to be bad. If just being close enough to radioactive material is enough to do damage to your body, you can imagine it's going to be a lot worse when that radioactive material is sitting there in your stomach. Irradiated food, on the other hand, is actually totally safe to eat. Eating food that's been hit by radiation, even the high-energy, dangerous ionizing radiation, is actually shockingly common. In fact, if you live in the United States, you've probably eaten food that's been hit by ionizing radiation. Not as a form of accidental contamination or anything, but as a way to intentionally make that food safer to eat. That same ionizing radiation that turns out to be so dangerous to humans is also dangerous to the organisms that cause foodborne illnesses. You've probably heard of salmonella and E. coli, things like that. Those are names of specific bacteria, and bacteria are living organisms that can be killed by ionizing radiation. You can literally kill the bacteria that's on the food by blasting the food with radiation. The same is true of insects and all sorts of other little critters that might threaten the shelf life of food. Irradiation can be a great way to sterilize foods and allow them to be stored for years without refrigeration. And this is something that's already in widespread use across the real world. If you see this symbol on a food product, it means that it was treated using radiation. Now, that seems like it might be scary, right? But if you're freaking out about it, remember, we're not talking about about radioactive food, we're talking about irradiated food, which is not radioactive. You're not gonna be sprouting a third limb from spending too much time in the produce aisle at your local grocery store, because even though you might be surrounded by fruit that was irradiated, you yourself are not being exposed to the radiation, even if the food was. What you do have to be concerned about, though, is direct contact with radioactive material. Say a plant was carried through a radioactive area and got radioactive material stuck to its leaves. Well, then you could be exposed to that radioactive material as a result of eating or coming into contact with the plant, or more specifically, the debris that the plant tracked with it. If you think the idea of radioactive material accidentally getting onto the food sounds implausible, well, think again. The game that got me started on this whole episode, Fallout, gets its name from the concept of nuclear fallout.
Yes, case in point, the things that fell out of the sky after the kaboom! Yeah! AKA apocalypse.
Basic idea is that after a nuclear blast, residual radioactive material gets propelled into the upper atmosphere and then falls out of the sky after the initial explosion, covering the landscape with radioactive dust and ash. And these tiny particles of radioactive dust and ash can become a big problem. Some bits of radioactive material are so small that they can slip into the crevices in your individual hairs. Yeah, your hairs have small crevices so tiny you probably can't see them, and radioactive dust can be even smaller than that. Pro tip, by the way, if you find yourself wanting to wash radioactive dust out of your hair, better bet, just shave off your head. You're not going to be able to get it all. Hopefully your hair grows back. And unfortunately, that radioactive fallout is the stuff that you have to worry about in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Small radioactive bits that are so small, you're probably not going to see them. That radioactive fallout gets blasted into the air when the bombs go down, and when it comes down, it's going to cover everything. That's why you really, really want to be in your underground bunker when the bombs go off. Even if the blast isn't close to you, you could be in danger just from the stuff that's in the air, so keep the doors locked tight until the dust literally settles. So that's probably the biggest issue for a sole survivor looking to eat and survive in the long term. If nuclear fallout is rained down onto the soil itself, how on earth are you supposed to farm and get food? For an answer, we turn to the real world, specifically Chernobyl, the site of the infamous 1986 nuclear accident that left over 39,000 square miles contaminated with nuclear fallout.
And case in point, right now it's in the year 2022, there is the unfortunate invasion into Ukraine. That said, please don't. Please, no war, please. No war. Come on, man.
Good news, plenty of plants have had success growing in the radioactive soil. Besides natural vegetation like trees and grass, brassicas was successfully grown in the soil as well. And if you think that brassicas sounds like it might be a relative of the broccoli family, yeah, you're right. I suppose it would be more accurate to say that broccoli is a part of the brassicas genus, along with things like cabbage, kale, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, basically
yeah, so case in point, very educational stuff.
anything and everything you hated to eat when you were a kid, and maybe still as an adult now. If you hate that stuff, well, hashtag blame brassicas. But here's the bad news, friends. Scientists tested the plants that were grown in the radioactive soil.
Hey, know that. I just noticed, when I was growing up, if you cook it properly, if you cook it in a combination of different ingredients, you can make it seems very tasteful. It looks delicious and healthy, so win-win. So if your children doesn't like it, you improve your cooking skills. Great, so yeah.
And found that the plants contained radioactive isotopes. So you could grow crops like broccoli and cabbage in radioactive soil, but you're not gonna be able to eat them unless you wanna get radiation sickness. Now, you might be asking yourself, wait, how is it that the crops themselves became radioactive? I thought we established earlier that food exposed to radiation was safe to eat. Well, the big difference here is that the plants aren't just irradiated, they actually become radioactive via absorption. As it turns out, plants can absorb radioactive particles in the soil in exactly the same way that they absorb nutrients and minerals from the soil. According to Dr. Michael Blaylock, who works as a soil scientist, quote, radioisotopes mimic some of the nutrients that the plants take up normally. And so the plant really doesn't distinguish between those radioactive isotopes and some of the nutrients like potassium and calcium.
I just love it that MadPats include him as being a soil scientist. We need individuals like this who contribute some benefits, positive things to the society for us. Thank you so much. Respect.
So that's some pretty bad news for our farming project. Another piece of bad news is that the radioactivity in the plants that are growing in the radioactive soil can also affect the animals that eat those plants, and the predators that then eat those animals. And yes, that includes us humans. Remember how plants weren't really great at distinguishing between radioactive isotopes and legit nutrients? Well, animals' bodies aren't too great at it either. In many parts of Norway affected by the Chernobyl disaster, all animals have to be tested for radiation before they can be slaughtered and safely processed for human consumption. This isn't just something that happened back in the 80s and 90s either. Even to this day, more than 3 decades later, there are still 37 Norwegian municipalities that have to test the animals for radiation before eating them. So,
Case in point, do you recognize that's the Animal Crossing reference? I'm sorry, I'm a nerd in the gaming. Sorry.
if you decide to start raising cattle in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, you have gotta be careful about what you're feeding them. Make sure your grass-fed beef isn't grazing on grass that was grown in radioactive soil. So if we can't grow crops in radioactive soil or eat animals that have eaten said crops, how the heck are we supposed to get any sort of food? Is it hopeless? No, actually.
No, we can learn from Japan. We dig up those that's infected one, toss to one side, and the one that is beneath, raise it up, and you can grow it with that.
The answer might seem kind of boring, but the solution is
Remove it.
simple. Scrape away the contaminated soil. See, when the radioactive fallout settles, it's gonna fall on the topsoil. Topsoil, as you can imagine from the meaning of the words top and soil,
They're the top of the soil.
is the upper outermost layer of soil, which is usually 5 to 10 inches thick. Scrape that away very carefully so as to not allow the contaminants to seep any deeper, and you've got yourself suddenly non-contaminated soil underneath. This boring solution of just scraping off the layer of topsoil to get rid of the contamination is exactly what was done in Japan following the Fukushima power plant disaster of 2011.
Get it? Boring? Because you have to bore the things out.
It was certainly no small task, with the amount of topsoil being removed weighing in at millions of tons. So you're gonna have to find a place to put all of that contaminated soil, but once you've got it all out of the way, literally, you've got yourself the basis for farming crops. So as a review, here's what is and isn't safe to eat in a post-apocalypse. 1. Food that was produced before the fallout. Even if it was exposed to radiation, it's safe to eat. Just make sure to wash off any potentially radioactive fallout dust that might be on it. And no, cooking radioactive food does not cause it to become unradioactive, despite what the cooking system in the Fallout games would have you believe. 2, food that was grown after the bombs dropped is only safe to eat if you know for sure that it grew in non-contaminated soil. Plants grown in radioactive soil are going to contain those radioactive isotopes that you do not want in your belly. And finally, number 3, you should probably give up on hunting wild animals, unless you can be very, very, very sure that those animals didn't eat any plants that grew in contaminated soil, which is basically impossible if the bombs are dropping everywhere. Besides, if the video game Fallout has taught me anything, you're probably going to want to save that ammunition for other uses.
When you emerge from the comfort and safety of your vault, the world you know will have changed. Take your friendly old neighbor Johnny. Rather than coming over to borrow a cup of sugar, he may now be coming over for murder.
That's right. Once the word gets out that you have this amazing topsoil-free farm underway, you'll likely have plenty of dinner guests stopping by. There's no shortage of ways to die in a lawless radioactive wasteland, but survival begins with a balanced radioactive-free diet. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. And hey, if you thought this episode was interesting, find out where in the world you want to live in the event of a zombie apocalypse. So if you're less worried about nuclear fallout and more worried about walkers knocking down your door, click the video that you see on screen right now. That'll teach you where in the world is the single best place to live in the event of a zombie apocalypse. That one's over on Game Theory, so just a lot of cross-pollination between the channels, my friends. Watch them all, because who knows? The way 2020 is going, some of this information might be more useful sooner than you think. I'll see you next week.
Well, we didn't use it for 2 years, so lucky us. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you find this video very interesting to watch. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel to appreciate all of the support and encouragement from the world. Thank you all so much. The best. I hope to see you in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory, a food theory. Bon appetit. Thank you. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye. Thank you so much. Subscribe. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I said all this in one breath. So anyways, let's read the chat first. Rock. Oh. Rock. Master. Rock. Hi sheep pigs. Hi. Thank God for the soy scientists. Yes, I know, right? Soy scientists contributing such positive, benefiting stuff to society. For you and me, for everyone. The dumbest ever about Mark Twain. Oh, the one, the smash and pass, smash or pass, right? The one. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But having said that, you must remember that there's fictional characters, fictional stuff. Let's take it with a grain of salt, right? Let's be understanding and polite. Thank you. Anyways, I'm going to watch the next video. It's about food theory as well. It's from the year 2020, of course, definitely. It's, if I'm not wrong, it's from the late 2020, right? September. Yeah, it's late 2020. About Burger King. Everyone who is watching this video right now, do you have any recommendations on how should I start my live stream? On any suggestions, any ideas? It's a Burger King. So Burger King breaking the law. Criminal, felony, crime. Wait, just a moment first. You can type that. Okay, sorry. You can type that on the keyboards. I'll go out for a moment first and then wash my hands, wash my stuff, and I come back later. Give me 1 minute, 2 minutes, okay? I'm waiting for your comments. Any suggestions or any ideas on how do I do this introduction for this food theory episode about Burger King? Okay? I'll be back. I'm back. Hi everyone. Hi, it's me, Kayla. Hi Kayla. Thank you so much for coming on to my stream. Sorry, let me just read the chat first. Is Rock. Yeah, thank God for the soy scientist. Oh gosh, the series about Markiplier. Oh, the smash or pass about Pokemon, right? So which Pokemon will you smash? Which Pokemon will you pass? Next, AU. Oh, Australia, is it correct? AU, I hopefully I'm correct. We like Fortnite. Fortnite is the best. Oh wait, yeah, it's great. It's just wonderful. There's a lot of multiple seasons, right? If I'm not wrong, right now it's season 9, 10. I gotta keep up. I'm sorry. Next is hi Kayla, vlogs 222. Hi. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's me, Kayla. Wait, I got this. Hi everyone, it's me. I'm sorry. So all these are just default scenes that I just have ongoing. I prepared this prior beforehand. I need to have more scenes so that I can prepare more stuff. Right now I'm just clicking, and you know what? I should have. So the keyboards have multiple different keys, right? There's like 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus different keys. If each key is a shortcut, I could have multiple different keys. I have not shortcut the different keys, so sorry. Yeah. Like I can press Q and then something will appear. W, something will appear. Like maybe this could be Q, this could be W, this could be E, this could be R, this could be T, something like that. Wait, next is it's Michaela. Yoo-hoo! Like a Friday night egg function. Interesting. A burger. I barely know her. Next is do a Fortnite. Do you like Fortnite? Yes. Real life Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh! There's a trailer. There's a trailer that came out, right? There's a movie trailer that came out about Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh wow! I'm looking forward to it. Actually, just seems great since I great trailer. So yeah. Okay, focus. This is about Burger King. So I'm going to any suggestions, ideas on how should I do this introduction on Burger King? Let's read the title. The title is Food Theory. Did Burger King just break the law? Okay, yep. Yep. Okay, so hi everyone, it's me, and today. Hi everyone, it's me. That's right. Hi everyone, it's me, and today Burger King. Okay. Let's dine like. Let's dine. That's right. Let's eat. I got this. Like a royalty. There's a king. That's right, king. A burr. Sorry. Burger King. Sounds good. So does this intro sounds good? I'm just curious. Okay, does this intro sound good? Hi everyone, it's me, and today. Hi everyone, it's me. Let's eat like a king. Alright. One more time. Hi everyone, it's me. Let's eat like a royalty. A king. A Burger King. Sounds good? Mining away. Sorry? Oh, like a Minecraft. Okay. Oh, that could be the intro. I barely knew her too. Huh? Did I miss something? Yeah, did I miss something or something? Sorry. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use the mining away the reference. Okay. Thank you so much, Shippy and CHEYENNY space NORIEGA. I feel bad if I can't pronounce your name properly, so thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. In 3, okay, let's start the video. Focus. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Hey! Hi everyone, it's me. Let's eat like a king. Let's eat like a. Hi everyone, it's me. Let's eat like a royalty. A king. A Burger King. Okay, one more time. NG. That was an NG. Okay, stop. That was NG. Okay. That was NG. One more time. Hey. Hi everyone, it's me. Let's eat like a royal. That's an NG. Oh, that's NG. Hi everyone, it's me. Let's eat like a royalty. A king. A Burger King. Together. Okay, sounds good. One more time. Oh, the NG is horrible, man. My NG is horrible. One more time. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Hey! Hi everyone, it's me. Let's eat like a royalty. A king. A Burger King. Together. Let's go. Huh, interesting.
Hey, I'm allowed to customize my Whopper, right?
Yep. Have it your way.
Great, so I'll get a Whopper, no tomato, no onion, and no predatory marketing practices.
Food theory. Food theory.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory. Hi.
For today, we're taking a big old bite out of some flame-broiled controversy in the fast food and streaming communities. As I'm sure most of you are aware, Twitch is a live streaming platform that allows streamers to interact directly with their audiences in roughly real time. The audience types comments into the chat, and the live streamer responds on camera. And there are lots of ways for those interactions to happen, with
Yes, I recognize it. I used to live stream on Twitch as well.
basic chat messages, sending money to the streamer via donation of Twitch bits, and paying to subscribe to the channel for a series of months being the three most common. But there are some other neat tools out there that might not be as well known. One of those is a chat feature called Text-to-Speech, or TTS, where for a small donation, you can pay to have a computerized voice read your message aloud to the stream for everyone, including the streamer, to hear. Now, as a denizen of the internet, you probably know how well opening up a free platform to have a random comment heard is gonna go, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. TTS donations, sometimes they're pretty much what you would expect them to be.
I'm a creep that want to see woman in bra.
Hey, that's yeah. Stop. Sorry about that.
And
Yep, it can go horribly wrong very, very fast.
sometimes, just sometimes, text-to-speech donations are just downright wholesome.
Aw, so cute, so nice, so sweet, so heartwarming.
Mitty. Oh.
You are an absolute ray of sunshine. I love this stream. Have the coffee on me.
Thank you so much, Mitty.
But regardless of the motivation,
Very heartwarming, very kind, very polite. Thanks for being so respectful.
at the end of the day, TTS donations are intended and typically used as a way for fans to give back to their favorite creators, a tool to help ensure that their comment doesn't just get lost in the chat scroll. And that, my friends, is where today's food theory story begins. You see, this past summer, Burger King, in conjunction with the ad agency David Madrid, realized TTS donations could be used to advertise BK's menu.
But you must remember that this video came out in the year 2022 and right now it's in the year 20... Sorry, what am I saying? This video came out in the year 2020 and right now it's in the year 2022. So 2 years have passed, a lot of things may have changed. I started live streaming in Twitch, I've stopped live streaming in Twitch, so yeah, anyways, let's focus.
So they created a campaign called the King of Stream.
Oh, BK stands for Burger King.
In it, they went around to dozens of different Twitch streams and paid the minimum donation, an amount set by each individual streamer, but typically in the range of $3 to $5, to have their comments read via text-to-speech, at which point the entire audience and the streamers themselves were made aware of all the great deals that Burger King's menu has to offer.
Hi there.
Hey.
I just donated $5 to tell you that you can spend $5 and get a Whopper.
What is going on?
In the end, the King of Stream campaign reached a large audience on a shoestring budget and was seen as a success. How do we know that? Because Burger King's ad agency took the footage of all these interactions and made a best of compilation proudly explaining what they did. And, you know, did that without licensing anyone's names, likenesses, voices, hence all the blurring and distortion that you see. They never used the word Twitch anywhere in the ad, opting instead for the more general term live streaming platform and the blatant use of Twitch's purple and white style.
What a coincidence! What a coincidence of this kind of style, this kind of font, this kind of color. Coincidence, right?
Heck, they even replaced the game footage from the original streams with Shutterstock footage of generic video games since they didn't want to license that stuff either. Gotta love all those racing games with speed racing, and faster and faster and faster and faster on all the road signs you pass.
I have donated $5 so I can say that on the Burger King app you can get a Whopper.
Are you gonna sponsor me or not?
That exchange right there says it all. Are you gonna sponsor me or what? To which Burger King replies, we just gave you $5. See, in the wake of this campaign, two camps have emerged. Team Marketing, who believes that there's nothing wrong with how Burger King did this.
Like, it's a 200 IQ play. Brands should have been doing this a long time ago. Hats off to Burger King. I'm gonna go buy a Whopper after this.
And Team Streamer, who believes that the campaign was a scummy way for $1 billion corporation to hawk their chicken nuggets for a fraction of what it should have really cost them.
The fact that Burger King has figured out how to do sponsorships for pocket change by abusing a system meant for fan interaction with no prior consent from the streamers has understandably pissed off pretty much every streamer on Twitch.
And while it's certainly true that a lot of streamers were speaking out against the King of Stream campaign,
where's my ad read? You owe me royalties for that. You took up 30 seconds of my stream.
Some went even further to question whether this move by Burger King went beyond mere etiquette breach and went full on into illegal territory by violating Federal Trade Commission or FTC guidelines.
I woke up this morning, I had emails from BBC, Kotaku to name a few. My statement is that, like, if this is legit, it's an FTC violation, and they should not have been doing it because it puts us in a position where we are airing undisclosed ads.
So who's right and who's wrong here, friends? Is this whole fiasco a complete nothing burger, or is it totally a something burger? Did Burger King indeed pull off a 200 IQ move that'll have him laughing all the way to the bank, or will Team Streamer ultimately get the last laugh, possibly in a court of law? And that, dear theorists, is what we'll be answering today. Now,
but you must remember that this video came out in the year 2020, and right now it's in the year 2022. A lot of things may have changed. Just saying.
Before we get into the hairy gray area of whether or not this was some form of illegal promotion, one thing that's undeniable here is that the King of Stream campaign was a clear violation of terms of service. One of Team Marketing's arguments in this whole debate has been that if streamers weren't happy with the messages Burger King was reading off, well, they could always, disable all text-to-speech donations. Except that sort of logic doesn't fly here. Burger King was, knowingly or not, misusing the tools available to them. Twitch's terms of service lists unsolicited advertising, promotional materials, or other solicitation material as prohibited behavior. But perhaps even more importantly, Burger King appears to have violated the terms of service for the third-party live streaming software that actually handles the donations and provides the text-to-speech feature to begin with. See, Twitch is just the platform. It doesn't provide its users with those kinds of fancy bells and whistles. In order to accept donations, a Twitch streamer has to utilize live streaming software such as Streamlabs, which is distinct from Twitch and comes with its own separate terms of service. And
but you must remember there's some other replacement other than Streamlabs. There's Stream Elements as well. Just saying.
Appears that the King of Stream campaign violated Streamlabs' terms of service in a whole bunch of ways too. Quote from those, using the site for commercial or promotional purposes is listed under prohibited conduct, as is displaying an unauthorized commercial advertisement, as is attempting to post messages or advertisements with a commercial purpose. Furthermore, the terms of service specify commercial activities and or sales without prior written consent from Streamlabs as prohibited content. I mean, it really doesn't get a whole lot more easy one to answer because the King of Stream basically introduced the world to an entirely new type of advertising. Like, what do you call this type of ad? To date, only a couple of companies have tried anything like the King of Stream campaign on Twitch, most notably Cash App, who managed to do it without ticking Twitch streamers off too much because A, Cash App actually creates Twitch content, and B, they didn't just use the absolute minimum donation the way that Burger King did.
I would say very different, in my opinion, from what Cash App does, usually gifting subs to streamers out there. There is no message with gifted subs. There's no automatic reading out of what Cash App does. By the way, I've never seen Cash App ever just gift one sub. You're typically gifting, I would say, 10, 20, 25 subs at the bare minimum, which is much more than a measly $5 donation.
Anyway, since the practice is so new, it'd be helpful to have a definition on hand. Do corporate text-to-speech donations qualify as sponsorships? Are they advertisements? Are they something else entirely? How is this thing that BK created viewed in the eyes of the law? Now, the term sponsorship implies a relationship between the two parties in question, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that an unexpected text-to-speech donation from a corporate donor does not qualify as sponsorship, contrary to what many of the streamers might feel out there. See, an important difference between an advertisement and a sponsorship is that an ad doesn't really imply any sort of endorsement on the part of the creator. As a YouTube partner, for instance, I have a lot of control about where ads appear in my videos, but I have far less control when it comes to which advertisers choose to run those ads. And in my experience, the audience tends to get this. You, lovely viewers at home, understand that just because an ad for the Church of Yelling at Puppies happened to play on my channel before a video, that doesn't mean I support or even have any sort of opinion about the Church of Yelling at Puppies. However, if I were to announce that an episode had been sponsored by the Church of Yelling at Puppies, well, then I'd have to believe I'd get a lot of rough feedback from the fans, and I deserve it, because...
Get it, because rough! That's what the dog says. Okay, I'm sorry, it's a bad pun, I'm sorry. But in the first place, why does the Church of Yelling at Puppies even exist? What if the puppies grew up to become full-grown dogs? does it no longer... How? The logistics... How?
I actively chose that sponsorship, as opposed to the pre-roll ad where it was just kind of thrust upon me. Now, watching the reactions that the BK donations got, it's clear that the streamers were unaware of what was going on.
I just got a donation that was using the text of like an advert. I am so confused.
And because the streamer and Burger King had no agreement or business relationship to speak of, streamers are under absolutely no obligation to endorse Burger King's products. Any streamer who receives a TTS donation is free to do what Twitch streamer Rubber Ninja did. Tell Burger King to its face that he was going to use the donation to buy an actual meal, then take to social media and call the campaign, quote, scummy as heck, and then double the donations that he got and donate them to the Ronald McDonald House. That is some galaxy brain action going on right there.
Fast food in the US ain't good. It's not as good. It's disappointing. You know, with all this fast food money, I could go out and buy an actual meal.
Surprise, surprise, Rubber Ninja's footage didn't make it into the Burger King compilation for some reason. No, very clearly the king of stream donations are closest to a traditional ad. As Bloom Ads puts it, quote, advertising implies that a payment has been made to place an ad with specific messaging, and Burger King explicitly does that with its TTS messages. And from that perspective, things start to look very differently. Because now you're not comparing those $5 donations to $1,000 sponsorship deals. That's comparing apples to very expensive oranges. It seems more accurate to compare Burger King's TTS donation advertisements to mid-roll advertisements. Because let's face it, they're both ads and they both play in the middle of the stream. I mean, sure, streamers get to select when their mid-roll ads play as opposed to getting blindsided by an ad whenever the sponsor decides the time is right, but given that Twitch recently began experimenting with mid-roll ads that are platform controlled, aka the streamers don't get to choose when they play,
but you must remember, this video came out in the year 2020, and right now it's in the year 2022. Lots of things may have changed. Thank you so much for being so understanding. And fun fact, that was the Linus Tech Tips. Hi Linus.
Difference between TTS
Is it Linus or Linus? I'm sorry. Linus.
Donation ads and mid-roll ads is becoming foggy to say the least. So toss a couple more similarities onto that list. Both types of ads interrupt streams at inconvenient times, and streamers aren't happy about either of them. And when looked at from that perspective, the $5 donations look much less egregious. I can't speak to the current rates of Twitch mid-roll ads, but on YouTube, for ad revenue, the amount that you earn per 1,000 views is lucky to get over $5. It's only something that happens for like the top tier channels at some of the peak times a year, especially when you're talking about gaming videos. So depending on how many viewers each of these streamers had when the TTS donations came in, they may have made more from that donation, or at the very least from that series of donations, than they would have from a similar mid-roll ad running in the same place. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's an involuntary mid-roll. No one wanted it to be placed there, but is it all that different from the new policies that Twitch just put in place? So, is that it? Is Burger King right to say just take the $5 and be happy with it, like they said in the ad? Because I don't know about you, but something still feels wrong about that. If I'm a streamer and I don't want mid-roll ads, I just turn them off easy. All my funding can be fan funding. There are plenty of channels who don't want to accept advertising dollars and do that. But with text-to-speech donations, it's tricky. Sure, I could turn those off too to prevent Burger King from misusing them, but the tool was intended to be used for community engagement, not as an advertising platform. What Burger King did was insert a spam message into the middle of the stream. And it's that breach of terms of service that I keep going back to here. At its core, the King of Stream campaign misused community engagement tools to broadcast their message in the middle of an ongoing piece of content, regardless of whether that came with a price tag. It is literally hijacking the stream using tools meant for other purposes, which, you know, is pretty similar to the definition of what's known as broadcast signal intrusion. You see, it doesn't happen too often, but starting back in the 1970s and occurring even as recently as 2017, you have occasional incidents where TV, radio, or satellite signals get hijacked by people looking to pull a prank or send some sort of message. In 1987, the Playboy channel was hijacked with a religious message, "Repent, the kingdom of heaven is at hand." In 1986, HBO's satellite feed was interrupted by a man calling himself Captain Midnight, which, funny enough, is also the name of one of my favorite film analysis channels here on YouTube.
Yes, Captain Midnight. Yes, I watched his videos as well. It's quite unique and special.
Shoutouts to him. Anyway, the hijacking was done by a guy who was frustrated by his declining satellite TV business at the hands of HBO. But perhaps the most iconic signal intrusion example was the Max Headroom Incident, when a man wearing a rubber mask of a popular 80s character Max Headroom took over the signals of 2 television stations in Chicago to ramble incoherently, get himself spanked, and recite Coca-Cola's catchphrase of the time, "Catch the wave."
Catch the wave. Coke.
In each of these cases, simple broadcasting tools were misused to interrupt an ongoing piece of content with an unwanted message.
And you must remember, those are back in the days when smartphones, cell phones, your phone, your laptops, the computers, wow! They don't exist. Like iPhones, Samsung, those smartphones, they don't exist. Back in those days, like literally back in your father, your grandfather days.
In a way that seems very similar to the King of Stream. So is this sort of practice illegal? Yes, but not in the way that you'd expect. We're not concerned about the FTC anymore, we're instead focused on the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission. Because these sorts of attacks were so new at the time, laws didn't really exist to punish them. Captain Midnight, after his hijacking of HBO, was charged with the crime transmitting without a radio license, because it was really the only thing they could get him for. And even that really didn't apply because the transmitter he used had a license. Anyway, it ultimately netted him a $5,000 fee and a year probation, but it prompted the FCC to update its policies and create a new code that made such disruptions a felony. Does that then mean that the King of Stream is an illegal felony? No, because once again, just like those early hijackings, we're dealing with a technology gap. The new laws in place around broadcast interference are specifically around interfering with satellite feeds. There's nothing from what I can find covering interruption of an internet-based streaming broadcast. The TLDR here, was King of Stream a bad look? Yes. Was it illegal? No. At least not until the laws catch up with the way that modern entertainment and advertising happens. And considering the fact that the government's still trying to figure out how to log into their Hotmail, I think we have a couple years before they get around to Twitch text-to-speech donations. What is a Twitch, guys? So it would seem then that the very powerful tool available to them, shame. Shame is how Team Stream wins the war. Think about it. The Twitch community has managed to keep spam from individuals and self-promotion to a dull roar up to this point. How? By self-enforcing the rule. You don't use someone else's stream to promote your own. It is literally in the don't column of official Twitch etiquette, and Twitch users are typically quick to call out those who violate the etiquette. So get this, you can treat massive corporations promoting burgers the exact way you'd treat a 12-year-old promoting his lit Fortnite streams. You don't engage, you report it, or you just shame them on social media until the behavior stops. Just because a person or company donates money to your channel does not mean that you're under any obligation to thank them, engage with them, or even be polite. I know that last one is going to be tough for all you Canadian streamers out there. Look, if a company honestly believes that they're better off without a signed sponsorship agreement, then streamers have every right to show them why they're wrong. If a streamer believes that a text-to-speech donation breaks with etiquette, they should say so and make noise about it. Heck,
say something, I'm giving up on you. I'm sorry that I couldn't get to you.
It's kind of the reason I made this video in the first place, because the legal battle may not be winnable for some time, but the PR battle is winnable right now. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit.
But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video together with me. I hope you find this video very interesting to watch. Thank you all so much. This video came out in the year 2020 and right now it's in the year 2022. So 2 years have passed. A lot of things may have changed. Thank you so much for being so understanding and respectful about this situation. Thank you so much. Hopefully you find this video very weird and unique. It's kind of strange though. It's kind of unique and special to watch. Very interesting and quite entertaining. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel and I hope to see you all in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye! Subscribe! Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so next video, it's about... Gosh. I have 3 more videos to go. This is about how to survive spicy food. 20 minutes! Pumpkin size, 15 minutes, okay. This one? Okay, these two are good. These two are good. These two are good. 40 minutes and 30 seconds. 33 seconds. 40 minutes and 33 seconds. Okay. Gosh, by the time I finish, right now it's 5:44 p.m. in Singapore. 5:44 p.m. in Singapore. By the time I finish, hopefully by 7 p.m. Hopefully before 7 p.m. The sky is darkening.
Everybody.
Not receiving enough sunlight. Gosh, I should have started this way earlier.
What's on?
Life, seriously, life. So, anyways, this is about how do you survive the hot ones. Okay, let's read the chat first. Oh my gosh, it's so engaging and active. Thank you so much. CHEYENNE space NORIEGA. Thank you so much for being so active and engaging in my chat. Thank you so much. You're the best. Okay, let's read the chat first. It's real life Five Nights at Freddy's. That's great. Mining away. Amazing. Thumbs up. Fortnite X Minecraft. That's great. Minecraft X Fortnite. That's even better. Okay, next. Hey yo, what do you want for your birthday? When is your birthday? Oh, my birthday is. Wait a minute. You didn't watch my birthday live stream. You didn't watch my birthday video, huh? I got upload video specifically for my birthday to the point in which I uploaded 24 different videos. 24 videos on that day. You didn't watch it. Okay, you just search. You just go to my channel and search. I recognize that I uploaded thousands, tens of thousands. Oh no, thousands. Just thousands of videos in my channel. It's going to be 1,100. Okay, I uploaded publicly thousands of videos in the privately unlisted is tens of thousands, but still, still, you go to shop, you find the month in which I upload the most videos, and then you find the particular day in which I uploaded the most videos. You find it. It's quite stupid, but I did it. So yeah, 24 videos in a single day. Literally one video per hour. Why am I so stupid? Okay, next is about driving to bum your weekly hungry devour. Food? Like weekly? Isn't it daily? It's like breakfast, lunch, dinner, or even supper. Or if you include brunch or dinner as well. Sorry. Anyways, let's get to it. This is about spicy food. So, any recommendations? Roblox X Fortnite. That's interesting. Roblox X Fortnite. Okay, focus. It's about spicy food. So, any recommendations on how do I? Any suggestions, ideas on how should I do this video? Hi everyone, it's me, and today. Three, two, one, and start. Well, let's start. Hi everyone, it's me, and today is year. Let's travel back to the year. Well, let's start. Hi everyone, it's me, and let's travel back to the year 2020. Right now it's in the year 2022, and let's eat. Shoot. Well, let's start. Hi everyone, it's me. Let's travel back to the year 2020 and eat spicy food together. Note that this year is the year 2022. This video came out 2 years ago.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and
Hi, Sean Evans.
You're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today I'm joined by
Matt Pat.
Matt Pat in disguise.
That's right, Sean. I snuck onto your show.
Why?
Because you've invited a bunch of other YouTubers onto Hot Ones, but never me. What gives? You saw I have a food channel now, right?
Well, you know, what the hell?
That's right, a food channel. You probably thought I'd come on here and talk about super boring science stuff. Well, I'm here to talk about super exciting science stuff. Now then, I've prepared a presentation on the transient receptor potential cation channel subfamily V member 1.
One very long presentation later.
One very long presentation later. Yep, sorry.
And there you have it. What do you think?
Whatever, but like at this point, like, you know, it's hard for me to even look at a chicken wing.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory.
The show that spices up science by peppering in puns. So one show I resent not being invited onto, I mean, one show I enjoy watching online is Hot Ones, which, as you probably know, combines celebrity interviews with pain by forcing both interviewer and interviewee to eat spicier and spicier chicken wings as the episode progresses.
That was Gordon Ramsay just now.
I don't want to do that. Kansas don't know how to do no hot wings. Oh! Guess what got me? God.
On their final interview question, guests take on the infamous Last Dab sauce, made from the hottest peppers in the entire world. And I just so happen to have myself a bottle of the Last Dab sauce that I've been saving for a special occasion. Just look at that thing. Beautiful, isn't it? Now, if it seems like I'm totally brown-nosing the show, it's because I totally am. I want to be on Hot Ones. And just in case I ever do get called up to the big leagues, I gotta be prepared. That's why today, Steph and I are getting spicy. Phrasing. Gotta try that one again. That's why today, Steph and I are bolstering our spice tolerances and doing some spicy science.
Spicy science!
Through good old research and experimentation, we're gonna show you and ourselves how to stay cool while eating hot wings by testing the best antidotes the internet has to offer. All right, so we are here in the Spice Lab, as I like to say. It is our pale imitation of the First We Feast Hot One set.
Okay.
And you must remember that this video came out in the year 2020. Yeah, right now it's in the year 2022. They made another one in the year 2021. So, looking forward to 2022's one. I'm sorry.
So, where are we starting in terms of like relative tolerance to spice? I already know, but you should say anyway.
I'd say I'm decent with spicy foods. Stephanie, meanwhile,
I'm a wimpy.
The first step in our quest to make spicy a bit more icy is to figure out which spice antidotes to test. On Hot Ones, the go-tos are water and milk, so we'll definitely be testing those, but guests on the show are also welcome to bring in their own home remedies.
Like yogurt, ice cream, just plain old ice.
And they've brought in all sorts of creative spice chasers. Avocado, alcohol, Thai iced tea, donuts, even straight up lemon juice. And the internet has plenty of other suggestions too. And I do mean plenty of other suggestions. So in order to identify which ones we want to test, we first have to know how spice works. When we talk about the spice in a pepper, what we're really talking about is the chemical capsaicin. And yes, I'm pronouncing it capsaicin because that's how Merriam-Webster told me to pronounce it, even though I have never once heard anyone in my life pronounce it that way.
Capsaicin.
So, capsaicin. If you don't like it, take it up with both Merriam and or Webster. When you eat a spicy pepper, capsaicin molecules attach to TRPV1 receptors in your tongue, which trigger a pain signal to your brain. In addition to spice, TRPV1 receptors also detect acidic conditions and hot temperatures in your mouth. Basically, whenever they get activated, the result is a stinging hot pain. bitten into a jalapeno and felt like your mouth is burning, well, that's because capsaicin has activated the exact receptors that would tell your brain if there was an actual fire in your mouth. And in case you're wondering, yeah, you've got TRPV1 receptors all along your gastrointestinal tract. And I do mean all the way to the end. So,
Yep, all the way down.
if you've ever eaten something spicy and felt it later on, that's why. Now, the more capsaicin a pepper has, the more TRPV1 receptors it activates in your mouth, and the spicier it's gonna be on your tongue. Fans of Hot Ones know all about the Scoville scale, which describes the heat level of a pepper based on its capsaicin concentration. For reference, a regular old bell pepper has 0 Scoville heat units, or SHUs. A typical jalapeno might have 8,000 or so, and the Moruga scorpion pepper, the hottest pepper known to mankind in 2012, and also the pepper from which my bottle of the Last Dab sauce is derived.
Must remember, right now it's in the year 2022. 2012 is 10 years ago. Literally a decade ago. A decade ago. Wow.
Averages 1.2 million SHUs.
Yep, it's in the millions.
Why did I specify the year 2012, by the way? Because the Moruga scorpion pepper is no longer the hottest pepper in the world. You see, humans have gotten real good and real aggressive about breeding super hot peppers in recent years, and as a result, no pepper stays atop the pedestal for long. Since 2011, 5 different chili peppers have held Guinness's title of world's hottest pepper. If you went anywhere near YouTube in 2017 or 2018, then you're mighty familiar with the current record holder, the Carolina Reaper, which averages over 1.6 million SHUs.
The Pocky One Chip Challenge. It's made with a Carolina Reaper, and there's only one in each package.
There's nothing to me.
Look at the eyes, look at the eyes.
So Link has the hiccups.
Instant regret.
Rhett looks like he wants to die.
My tongue's about to fall off. What? I don't know, it just got my lips.
So yeah, the race to make the world's hottest pepper has gotten fast and furious, and Hot Ones has managed to keep up with it all. The latest iteration of the Last Dab sauce is derived from Pepper X, which is rumored to have up to 3.18 million SHUs, basically twice as hot as the Carolina Reaper, although that's yet to be confirmed by Guinness. So a Last Dab sauce at least that spicy awaits me if I ever happen to be invited on the show, which means that I have to beat capsaicin by dissolving it, by overpowering it, or even by soaking it up. After 7 rounds of testing antidotes, Steph and I will use that info to develop the ultimate spice chaser recipe and test it against the Last Dab sauce as our grand finale. First up, we tried soothing our tongues with good old-fashioned water. And
Round 1, fight!
Made available to Hot Ones guests in like every episode. Should we cheers?
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Ding.
Capsaicin, like many oily substances, is insoluble in water, which means it doesn't dissolve in water. So while cool water may feel temporarily soothing from a temperature standpoint, it doesn't actually break capsaicin molecules down at a molecular level the way that some other chasers we'll be testing out today will.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and drink the water because I
feel the burning.
My mouth is definitely at a heat level where I would be able to tell if it were reduced.
Right. Oh yeah, no, totally. Nope.
While the water's in there, it feels better, but as soon as I swallow, it just comes right back, actually.
Yeah, while it's sitting in your mouth and on your tongue, it feels like it kind of like drowns it out for a minute or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as you swallow it down, it is no bueno. On a scale of how effective was it, F to A+, what would you say?
What is the lowest passing grade? D?
Like D.
D. D for don't give that to me after something really spicy.
D.
It is passing grade, but it's D.
For it didn't do a whole lot?
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say like C. It's like, didn't really do anything, but at the same time, like, you know, wasn't offensive.
I think we should move on to the next one.
All right, next. Next, we tried whole milk as our soothing agent. Milk is another go-to chaser in Hot Ones, but unlike water, it also comes highly recommended by science. 80% of the protein in cow's milk is casein, which does have the ability to dissolve capsaicin molecules. This is for the same reason that soapy water is better at getting grease off a pan. Soap molecules surround and carry away grease molecules, and so, in theory, does casein. But in order to understand how well milk works, we need to try it for ourselves. Oh yeah, that's pretty darn good. So again,
oh wow, oh wow, that actually does, like, because I feel where the milk didn't touch, I still feel it burning like on my lips.
Yep.
But in my mouth, it's actually really nice and neutralized. It doesn't feel cold or anything, but it feels cool.
It comes back certainly, but slower and less strongly. The pain. So it's actually really pleasant.
I would give milk like a B+ or something. Milk did a really good job with the inside of your mouth and maybe keeping it cool for about 15 seconds.
So it went from a D grade to a B+ grade.
Let's say B+ too.
Yeah.
I think
ultimate chaser grade.
So milk worked better than water, but I'm not convinced a B+ is gonna be cutting it against the last dab sauce. So we continued with alcohol. Since capsaicin is soluble in alcohol, science left us with little choice but to go in and buy some vodka.
Alright, case in point, please don't do this. They regret it severely. Please don't. Just a huge warning, please don't do this. Like, I'm begging you, please don't do this. Thank you.
We are actually not drinkers. We just don't like the taste of alcohol, actually. And so we had to go out and buy alcohol for this experiment because we don't just like keep high concentration alcohol on hand in our house.
We're what we call educational drinkers, where we like learning about alcohol and taste testing a lot of them and learning about the history and being able to like identify interesting things in the flavors of them. But when it comes to like actively seeking it out for enjoyment, we're just not those people.
Yeah, we're not this.
For enjoyment, yeah, not just me too. I love to learn about this, but actively searching for it for enjoyment. Yeah.
People
getting crunk in the name of science. Woo! All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Come on.
Boop.
Boop. Okay, here we go.
There's no cup for this.
This is classy. Here on Food Theory, we're classy stuff.
This is gonna get us demonetized, isn't it?
In 3, 2, 1, close your eyes.
Nostrovia. We can always cut this one if it does.
No.
Oh, uncup.
Oh, that made it worse.
Oh, it did. Oh God. Why isn't it working? Chemistry. Oh, jeez. Whoa, it's like everywhere and it's hotter. Why? From a chemistry perspective, I thought it was soluble. What happened?
So much.
Matt is still trying to think about it. Stephanie is like, nope, I'm out of here. He's like, nope. It's a nope.
Saliva.
F.
In my mouth and I want to spit it out.
Science is lying to me and I don't know why. I'm gonna do some.
I'm just glad that Matt is still commentating about this. It's like, okay, I'll give you detailed feedback on the spot.
Research and follow up in probably VO to explain why this didn't work. Thanks, me. I'll take it from here. Turns out.
Oh, so VO means for, if I'm not wrong, voice over. Yeah, hi. Thank you so much, VO.
Alcohol is a bit of a double-edged sword when it comes to fighting spice. It's true, alcohol dissolves capsaicin, but even an 80-proof alcohol like vodka is mostly water. And on top of it, it turns out that ethanol also activates TRPV1 receptors, which is probably why the vodka, which is 40% ethanol, added to our overall pain. Like, I'm actually sweating after that one because it's like, wow, that made it a lot worse.
I know, that was bad.
Oh, that is terrible. F's across the board. Round number 4. I hope it's a lot better. This one's lemon juice. So the rationale here is, first off, if you watch the Gordon Ramsay episode of First We Feast's Hot Ones, he just downs this stuff by the boatload. And so we're like, well, we gotta test it out. Do you know anything about the chemistry here?
Yeah, so lemon juice is acidic. That means it has a low pH, and funny enough, capsaicin is, at least compared to lemon juice, a base. So in theory, eating a...
In food theory!
I just love it that Stephanie is being so serious. It's like, in theory, it can actually da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then Matt is like, in theory, wait a minute, in food theory.
Drinking a lot of lemon juice should help neutralize the capsaicin. Oh, okay, lemon juice.
Okay, ready? Cheers. Woo, over the teeth, over the gums.
It is helping, but also the lemon flavor is so tart.
So far and away, lemon juice is the #1 heat reducer right now.
Yeah, it's like a more permanent solution, actually.
The downside to lemon juice is you're drinking lemon juice. Lemon juice, thumbs up. I would give that one. I would give that an A. A for me. What about you?
A minus.
A minus. Okay. Round number 5. Sugar water.
Matthew's too nice to tell you this, but I've started burping a lot off camera. It's really bad.
It's true, but I respect her privacy because women don't burp or pee or poop.
And she is your partner, your spouse, your wife.
This is what I've learned. Now for this round, we absolutely saturated room temperature water with granulated sugar. That means we kept stirring in more and more and more sugar until the water couldn't dissolve anymore. This home remedy is all about taste. The sugar won't dissolve the capsaicin molecule.
But this distract you, I think? Distract you?
The way the milk did, for example. But our research suggests that the sweet taste will simply overpower the spiciness and drown it out with a strong, pleasant flavor.
Wow, that works really well.
Oh, sweet relief, literally.
Sweet relief. Good job.
I love that pun. Literally sweet relief. So nice.
Good job. Cheers to that. Like, as soon as I pour this in my mouth, the spice just disappears. It just goes away immediately, almost entirely, and it stays that way for a good couple of seconds. When I swallow it, then the spice creeps back. Unlike the lemon juice, which kind of noticeably took it down levels every time I took a sip, this one
comes right back.
It comes back and it's at the same level.
In the first 5 seconds, it's like an A+. And then after that, it's like B-.
It does dip off, which averages out to like A-.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Okay,
there you go,
fine.
we agree.
We gave bread a shot because some home remedies claim that starches help soak up oily capsaicin, kind of like a mop would. We also saw Gordon Ramsay bust out donuts during his Hot Ones appearance, so I'm curious to know whether those were entirely about the sweetness or if the bread itself does some of the legwork too. But hey,
And also donuts is quite sweet as well, so you can help reduce it maybe, or maybe like overpower it. Probably.
hey, whether or not this one works, it's just an excuse to eat bread. And who doesn't love an excuse to eat bread?
Oh look, I made a Stephanie sandwich.
Oh my god, shut up.
It's a step.
I just love it that the Stephanie is just like, oh my god, this spiciness. Oh gosh. Alright. Oh, ooh, spiciness. And then Matt Pat is like, yeah! Oh wow! Yeah! Sandwich! I just love this kind of dad pat, Matt Pat thingy.
Stephanie sandwich.
And we quickly discovered that the bread alone was not gonna help.
This isn't really doing anything.
Right?
The only-
This is such a ripoff. What is this doing? My mouth is so hot right now.
Which is surprising because this is one of those really popular myths, right?
Right.
That bread and like
bread is
carbs.
supposed to do it.
And you see people like shoveling it down. It's not doing anything.
No, it just tastes good after you eat a hot wing.
Yeah, it's actually less effective than water. So I'd say this is like D. Finally, round number 7. Here it is, the grand finale, the nectar of the gods, Diet Coke. How's your mouth feeling at this point, Steph?
You see, into this part of the video, Stephen is like, gosh, we are not doing this again. Little did she know. Little did she know. Alright, in case of point, right? Diet Coke, NetPad love it, so yeah.
Okay, I'll admit it, there wasn't much scientific reasoning behind this one. We just happened to have Diet Coke in the fridge, and you know me, I never turned down a chance to riot with the diet. Honestly, we went into this expecting Diet Coke to be the worst of the bunch. The idea of carbonation bubbles adding to the spicy pain just didn't seem all that pleasant.
Then why do you even do it in the first place? Well, since you have the materials, might as well try it, so the more you know.
Diet Coke for the memes, for the tradition.
This is gonna be bad.
Will the nectar of the gods cure us?
Oh, it actually works surprisingly well.
Yeah!
Turns out Diet Coke isn't half bad as a spice chaser. Way to go, buddy. I shouldn't have doubted you for a moment. And there's actually a couple reasons for this. First, it's fairly acidic with a pH of about 3.2, which means that it's working in largely the same way that the lemon juice did. Second, it had an overpowering sweet flavor that did the trick pretty nicely. And the carbonation bubbles didn't really bother us like we thought they would.
It's interesting. The carbonation gives your tongue, I guess, something different to feel on it. And so you have these like bubbles popping in your mouth.
That distraction, I guess.
And so I guess your mouth is confused.
They say that the aspartame in Diet Coke is actually much sweeter than your mouth can actually even process.
Yeah.
The sweetness actually does have an effect.
Wow. Nectar of the gods, man. It's not one that like numbs it long term, but as like an immediate solution, it works really well. So I'd say this one is like B+ territory.
Yeah, B+.
So let's see. Alright, lemon juice, sugar water, Diet Coke. Whole milk. That's interesting. All these are very nice stuff. Interesting.
B+.
Yeah, it's not as good as lemon juice, certainly. It's an immediate solution, it works really well. So I'd say this one is like B+ territory.
Yeah, B+.
Yeah, it's not as good as lemon juice, certainly, and it's not as good as pure sugar water.
This doesn't work. No, it doesn't work.
No, the bread still doesn't work, Steph.
So with all 7 rounds under our collective belt, Steph and I reconvened in the kitchen to develop our ultimate spicy food antidote. We kept
ultimate spice chaser.
A few key takeaways in mind. 1. Acids like lemon juice really seem to work best for permanently dulling spice pain. 2. Overpowering sweetness like the sugar water and to a lesser extent the Diet Coke really help to kill off the spicy pain in the short term. And 3rd, we both agreed that we shouldn't overlook casein, as milk definitely dulled the pain as well. So we looked into recipes that incorporated all 3 elements of our takeaway trifecta: acidity, sweetness, and casein. However, this wound up being easier said than done, since acids such as lemon juice cause milk to curdle when they're added together. Now, we were able to find some drinks out there that technically accomplish the trifecta, like Brazilian lemonade, which incorporates limes along with sugar and condensed milk, but in this recipe a fair amount of water is also added in order to stave off curdling, so it's a no-go. Weakly acidic liquids like coffee are able to combine with dairy and sugar, but we found the acidity of coffee was too weak to make a difference against even our medium levels of spicy sauce. Since getting a lot of acidity and sugar and dairy looked to be out of the question, we decided to focus on our 2 strongest performers, acidity and sugar. This eventually led us to a lime simple syrup, which is essentially lime juice jam-packed with so much sugar that it takes on an oozy, more viscous consistency. Steph and I found that not only did it taste great and kill off medium-level spices really well, but the additional viscosity was a huge help in stamping out spice pain because it hung around on our tongues a lot longer than runnier liquids, especially when it was served cold. Now, this whole simple syrup breakthrough got Steph to go on the viscosity train in a big way. In fact, she wound up ditching my solution and going off to make her own super viscous chaser using honey for its intense sweetness and peanut butter, which provides plenty of oils to bond to the capsaicin. So with our 2 spice chaser antidotes in hand, there was nothing left to do than test them out against the final boss of the episode, the last dab.
Oh my god, this is like a RPG, like a game like that. Level 1, level 2, level 3, and now it's the boss fight. Boss fight. Let's go.
Woo! All right, Steph, you ready?
No.
I know how much you love spicy food. Are we gonna do a dab?
Yep. That's right. It's gonna be very spicy. Sorry.
It's the final boss of the
Alright,
episode,
let's start.
the last dab.
Boss fight.
All right, Steph, you ready?
No.
I know how much you love spicy food. Are we gonna do a dab? Multiple dabs? Whoa.
Ready?
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 1, 2, 3.
Go. It's definitely hot. Oh, oh my god, there it is, there it is. Let's get the antidotes going. Okay.
It's heating up. I'm getting hot and sweaty.
Come on.
I'm getting there. Are you drinking my drink?
Oh, got it. Oh.
It's definitely lingering in the back of my throat now. Okay, I like it. This is good. I feel pretty good. You can definitely feel the heat surging back into your mouth, and it's a lot faster than with the lesser spicy wings.
I just love the remedy that they thought about it scientifically with research, with details, with the facts that they can improve onto this. It's awesome.
It happens a lot faster and it comes back much more intense. But again, I think my solution is working pretty well.
Here's the thing. The combination is actually the way to go.
Really?
So putting that in your mouth.
Okay.
It coats it. It gives you a different taste. It gives you a different sweet, but the peanut butter sticks on your tongue and actually holds some of the spice on there.
It does. It's like a Band-Aid for your mouth. Ooh. It's also delightful. Wow, it is
I
hot.
noticed
It's
that
not
oh
leaving.
god, it's so hot.
It's not leaving.
It's so hot still. Oh god, it's worse.
It took a long time to bloom. It took a long time to get there, but it's there.
I hate breathing.
Yeah,
It's there, it's
hashtag
there.
relatable there. Who?
It's a Band-Aid. It's
really
awesome.
doesn't help.
So the other theory behind this was that a lot of Thai food uses a lot of peanut in sauces in combination with a lot of spicy things. So I thought that maybe
It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away.
So I thought that maybe would help.
It doesn't go
And
away.
even with both.
I like my drink. I think I gotta give the most points to my drink. This is
Your drink is cold. Oh,
right?
Which is nice.
That's the thing that's missing, I think, from this.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the simple syrup or the peanut butter honey mixture was enough to completely neutralize the last dab sauce.
It could be a remedy, but it's not an absolute solution.
That spice kept coming back, and with an intensity that honestly was shocking. But we felt that we came a long way in separating the myths from the reality when it comes to combating spicy food, and we've armed ourselves with the science that we need to compete in the arena with the big big boys. If I ever get tapped for hot ones at any point, I am showing up with an arsenal of sugary lime water, peanut butter cups, and maybe even a swig or two of Diet Coke. Sean Evans doesn't know it yet, but he's met his true match in science. I'm ready whenever you are, buddy. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. While we're on the subject of surviving foods, check out our episode on surviving radioactive foods. Yeah, we do that kind of thing on this channel too. And the way 2020 is going, might be wise to snag some tips for feeding yourself post-apocalypse. So hit that subscribe button if that sort of content is interesting to you. And if you do, well, then I'll hopefully see you next week for our next upload.
See you next week. See you next time. Thank you all so much for watching this video together with me. I hope you find this video very interesting to watch. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel and sincere appreciation of the support and encouragement of my work. Thank you so much. It's very uplifting and motivating, inspirational, encouraging to see all your support, positive, wholesome words in the comments down below. And don't remember. Sorry. Don't remember. Why did I say don't remember? Right. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. Thank you. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye, subscribe. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I know, right? The super hot, super spicy. And that's the thing, they're gonna make one in the year 2021 as well, next year. So maybe in the year 2022 they're gonna make one more. So let's look forward to it, shall we? Okay, so alright, next is I love your cool videos. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 5 words just 5 words in your sentence is so heartwarming. Oh gosh, tissue, I need to wipe my tears. So heartwarming, so nice. I'm good. In 3, 2, 1. I'm back! Yes, I'm back. Thank you so much for being so kind and caring. The comments are nice. Very heartwarming. You're so kind-hearted. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Gosh, you are so awesome. I still got 2 more videos to watch. One is a pumpkin spice from October 2 years ago.
Hear ye, hear ye! Pumpkin spice season has officially commenced!
Alright, what's that emoji? That emoji is, if I'm not wrong, is something like this. So I'm guessing lah, just guessing lah. I'm at a payphone trying to call home of my change I spent on you. Where have the times gone, baby? This all wrong. Where are the days we meant for two? Yeah. Okay, so let's get to it. This is about Starbucks. So hi everyone, it's me, and today any suggestions on how, any ideas on how should I start this introduction? The emoji is like Okay, Starbucks. So this video I'll be reacting about is how pumpkin spice killed coffee, Starbucks. The next one is about Count Dracula, the cereal. So do you have any recommendations, any suggestions on how should I start this, start my videos? I'm open to suggestions. Thank you so much. Rock. Sure. Rock. I'm like, sure, rock. I'm like, sure, rock. Pumpkin spice. I'm like, sure. Hi everyone, it's me, and today, hi everyone, it's me, Starbucks coffee. Let's add some spice. Oh. Sounds good. Sounds good. Like you mentioned rock, right? So I'm just gonna include it all because I asked for suggestions. Then you type rock. So ta-da! So the introduction will be something like this. Okay. Hi everyone, it's me. Starbucks coffee. Let's rock. Hi everyone, it's me. Starbucks coffee. Let's rock it up with some pumpkin spice together. Sounds good? Sounds good. Okay. Let's start. 3, 2, 1, and go. Hi everyone, it's me, and today I missed that. One time in 3, 2, 1, go. Hi everyone, it's me, and today Starbucks coffee. One time. Sunglasses. Rock. Okay, rock. Oh, I can think of it as the Naruto Rock Lee. I'm sorry. Taijutsu. Hi everyone, it's me, and today Starbucks coffee. Let's rock it up with some pumpkin spice together. Starbucks, now brewing.
Hear ye, hear ye! Pumpkin spice season has officially commenced. The line forms here.
Wow, it's October and pumpkin spice season is only starting now? Gotta admit, I'm kind of pleasantly surprised here. Figured Starbucks would have started back in August or something.
You know this is the line for next year's pumpkin spice latte, right?
Bro, this year's pumpkin spice season already ended.
It did?
Yeah, like 2 years ago. Honestly, try to keep up, dude.
Okay, it's a bit slow. Wait, it's a bit fast.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory. Food Theory. Hi.
The culinary show that's not just good for your stomach, it's good for your gourd. There's nothing quite like autumn, is there? The leaves change, the weather gets cooler, and Americans line up to purchase, or to hate on, Starbucks' most popular seasonal drink of all time, the pumpkin spice latte.
Stop for a moment first. I'm from Singapore. We do not have the 4 seasons in Singapore. I'm sorry, I couldn't relate. Sorry. In Singapore, there is sunny day, rainy day. Yeah, there's no summer, autumn, winter, spring. Sorry. It's spring, summer, autumn, winter. Yeah, we don't have that. Sorry.
Now, if you've never experienced a pumpkin spice season stateside, what I need you to understand is that today's episode isn't just about some excessively sugary autumn-themed drink. We're beyond that now. The pumpkin spice latte has become a force in and of itself. Since 2003, Starbucks has sold 424 million of the lattes in the US alone.
Yes, you must remember, 2003. Right now it's in the year 2022. Nearly 2 decades. 2 decades.
Not too bad for a drink that's only available for a couple months out of the year. But the sales alone aren't what make the pumpkin spice latte trend so remarkable. It's the cultural impact of it all.
But case in point, I'm from Singapore. I do not understand this cultural effect. I'm sorry, I couldn't relate to this video. Sorry. Because there is literally no autumn in Singapore. My bad. Singapore is located near the equator of the planet Earth.
Because it's not just Starbucks who's doing pumpkin spice anymore. It is everyone. When Starbucks first launched this drink, they didn't realize it, but they created a food revolution. Now, every fall, Americans are inundated with pumpkin spice coffee creamers, and candles, and donuts, and cream cheese, and waffle mixes, and toothpastes, and Four Locos. Alright, so that last one actually turned out to be a joke, but you know what? It's not a very good joke, because if I saw a pumpkin spice Four Loco on the shelf, I wouldn't even bat an eye. See, pumpkin spice is more than a meme. It's no fad either, not anymore. Pumpkin spice is old enough to drive people. Over its 17-year reign, pumpkin spice has seen the rise and fall of T-bowing, fidget spinners, Tide Pods, and the word YOLO. Every single one of those fads had a meteoric rise in popularity, at which point the haters swooped in and swiftly reminded us exactly how uncool each of these things actually were. And pumpkin spice knows all about this because never in the history of hating has the internet tried to kill something so hard. To pumpkin spice haters, the PSL, as it's referred to in so many hashtags, represents everything that's wrong with the holiday season in America.
Oh, PSL. I was thinking about what is PSL? Pumpkin Spice Lovers. Huh?
Not only was there no actual pumpkin in the thing until 2015, but there's a sense that ordering a pumpkin spice latte is to openly embrace consumerism and hop aboard whatever's generally trendy at the moment, aka ya basic. And yet, despite their best efforts, the haters have definitely lost this battle. Fidget spinners couldn't handle the hate and promptly spun off into obscurity. YOLO did indeed only live once, and not for very long. But as for the pumpkin spice latte, its popularity, especially in the US, has done nothing but climb steadily throughout it all.
Case in point, I'm from Singapore. My deepest apologies. I don't relate to this pumpkin spice. I'm sorry.
Year after year after year. Apparently, these so-called basic pumpkin spice lovers don't really care what the haters have to say. They like what they like, and they are not ashamed to admit it.
I haven't had a Starbucks one in so long, literally since like last fall. Ugh, it's so good.
It's amazing. I'm addicted. When it's cold outside, it gives you a sense of warmth. It's almost Thanksgiving. It's Christmas time. It feels good.
This is the perfect just coffee where you just go.
Yeah, exactly.
And Hocus Pocus is on the Disney Channel.
It would seem then that the pumpkin spice latte just makes people feel good. It evokes the nostalgia of coziness and holidays with family. And hey, the grande has 380 calories, so...
And case in point, I must remind you again, your nostalgia feeling moments, I don't know what you're talking about, because in Singapore there is no 4 seasons in Singapore. There's no autumn, so I'm sorry. I couldn't relate to it.
So it doesn't necessarily take a psychologist.
Oh wait, I can relate to it from a third party point of view who can't relate to it.
To understand the appeal. At the end of the day, this thing is just a drink that tastes like candy. On the other hand, maybe the psychologists can be of use here. I mean, there are a lot of delicious, staggeringly unhealthy drinks out there, and none of them have managed to weave themselves into the fabric of pop culture quite like the pumpkin spice latte has. So what we're gonna look at today is how Starbucks did it. How did they develop a product so comforting, so nostalgia-inducing that it became completely and utterly hater-proof? Turns out there's a lot of science going on under the hood. The PSL's runaway success can be attributed to the fact that Starbucks has figured out how to hack pretty much every major region of our brains with just one little product. It all begins with the concept of scarcity, where people place higher value on things that aren't in abundance. For instance, Mr. Beast's fans can buy merch anytime they want to, but the moment that he announces that he's gonna personally sign every hoodie or shirt ordered within a 24-hour window, his fans turn out in droves and purchase over 68,000 of them. And that exact same concept applies to seasonal drinks like the pumpkin spice latte. It too is a special product that's available for only a specific window of time, usually late August to December. So when the PSL ads start coming out, customers know that if they want something with pumpkin spice in it, they have to get it now, otherwise they're gonna have to wait until next year. And this is the first way that the pumpkin spice latte hacks your brain. See, a scarcity mindset increases activity in the customer's orbitofrontal cortex region of the brain.
The more you know, there's something called the scarcity mindset effect and the orbitofrontal cortex of the brain,
which is involved in attributing value to things.
That attributes value, money, and cost, and price, and what it's worth, so on and so forth.
Scarcity mindset also decreases activity in the customer's dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, which is involved in higher order goals, working memory, and attention allocation.
Let me try this first. Dorsolateral prefrontal cortex in your brain that helps with higher order goals, working memory, attention location. attention allocation.
Basically, a customer's scarcity mindset makes them inflate their perceived value of an item, while their ability to see the bigger picture gets simultaneously depleted. In other words, they're more susceptible to marketing. Now, is Starbucks doing this intentionally? 100% yes, they are. Remember, the original PSL syrup had no real pumpkin in it. It's not like we're dealing with a product that relies on seasonal produce here, friends. The supposed scarcity of the pumpkin spice latte is completely artificial as the latte's pumpkin flavoring was for the first decade of its existence. Ba-doom-ching! Nailed you, pumpkin spice latte syrup.
That burned!
Pumpkin-flavoured science goo sits behind the counter of Starbucks all year round, never aging like Ryan Seacrest.
The increased perceived value of a seasonal...
Oh my god, I just love that MacPad included Mr. Beast's John Oliver references. It's just awesome.
Drink like the pumpkin spice latte makes it a status symbol of sorts, an item worthy of being shared, talked about, and hashtagged online. And when people see their peers participating in an event or trend without them, that's when FOMO, the fear of missing out, starts to creep in. And what we call FOMO today is essentially the same survival instinct that's always made our species afraid to be left out of the herd.
FOMO. Fear of missing
According
out.
to clinical psychologist Anita Sands, quote, getting the impression that one is not part of the in-group is enough for many individuals' amygdalas to engage the stress or activation response, the fight or flight response.
Something like kiasi. Oh, I'm sorry. In Singapore local terms lah.
End quote. Naturally, one way to rid yourself of that stress is to join the herd. And today, enough Americans have joined the herd that seasonal drinks like the pumpkin spice latte and peppermint mocha are household terms. But there's obviously something else about the pumpkin spice latte that the other seasonal drinks don't have. Otherwise, John Oliver would be ranting about chestnut praline season or frappuccino season or, like I just said, the peppermint mocha season. What is the secret ingredient inside of that pumpkin spice latte? Well, a key difference is the season itself. Autumn, and all the nostalgia that comes with it.
Case in point, I couldn't relate to it because there's no autumn in Singapore, there's no fall in Singapore, there's no 4 seasons in Singapore. We experience sun and rain and night time, which is quite often. Okay, so case in point, there's no spring, there's no summer, there's no autumn, there's no winter in Singapore. I am sorry that it can't relate. My deepest apologies. Sorry. The nostalgia feeling, not for me, my bad.
Nostalgia activates a number of areas in the brain, including a slew of reward centers like the hippocampus, the substantia nigra, the ventral tegmental area, and the ventral striatum.
Let me try pronouncing all this. Okay, hippocampus of your brain, substantia nigra in your brain, ventral tegmental, tegmental area of your brain, ventral striatum in your brain. The more you
Americans, autumn is an especially social time of the year. Fall always reminds me of trick-or-treating, returning to school, the fall theater production, tailgating during football season, being a singing football vendor, selling popcorn in the stands. I was shameless.
Yep, and case in point, I cannot relate. I am very sorry, but all these mentions that you mentioned, like DK what you mean. I don't know what you mean, sorry. I can just like, wow. Oh, that's great. Oh, wonderful. That's great. Continue.
Of course, one of the biggest events of the fall, Thanksgiving dinner with the family. Autumn has no shortage of great moments to wax nostalgic about, which means autumn has no shortage of ways to activate the reward centers in your brain. Now, of course, a lot of this could apply to the December holidays just as easily. Christmas is an extremely nostalgic time of the year for many of us, so why isn't the peppermint mocha or the eggnog latte sitting atop the pedestal as Starbucks' best-selling seasonal latte of all time?
Also, Christmas doesn't relate to me because in Singapore there's no winter, so sorry, I couldn't relate. There's no winter in Singapore as well.
Well, one big reason is that Starbucks' slate of December holiday drinks effectively cannibalized each other in popularity. In 2003, if you wanted a seasonal autumn drink from Starbucks, pumpkin spice latte, only way to go. If you wanted a seasonal drink around Christmas time though, you had multiple hit drinks to choose from. Because the pumpkin spice latte essentially had the entire market to itself, it was able to spread its wings and really make a cultural impact, just in time for the rise of social media and FOMO, as fate would have it. Another reason though could be the execution. Starbucks put a whole lot of research and development into making sure the pumpkin spice latte recipe hit our taste buds and brains just the right way. In the spring of 2003, Starbucks' Liquid Lab was tasked with capturing the essence of fall in a drink.
They actually have a lab Liquid Lab.
After taking a slew of autumnal concepts out to customers, they found that the chocolate and caramel flavors rated highest, whereas pumpkin flavor was in the middle of the pack. Nevertheless, Liquid Lab's director of espresso, which has just gotta be like one of the best job titles of all time, Peter Dukes, went ahead and made pumpkin one of the 4 flavors that moved on to the prototype phase, since, quote, there wasn't anything around pumpkin at the time. And so Starbucks' pumpkin latte prototype went head-to-head against a chocolate caramel drink, an orange and spice latte, and a cinnamon streusel latte, which would go on to become the cinnamon dolce latte a few years later. But what pumpkin had going for it was American tradition. Pumpkin is a new world gourd that's been a part of the American since day one. So knowing this, Liquid Labs zeroed in on a blend of spices utilized in a traditional pumpkin spice cake recipe, which appeared in a 1936 cookbook, using nutmeg, allspice, cinnamon cloves, and ginger. And this
1936. That was before World War II, right? That was before World War II. That is nearly a century ago. Nearly a century ago, Nearly a century ago. That's 84, 85
This particular spice blend, which had been in the American tradition for generations, would prove to be a nostalgia-inducing gold mine. You see, scent is the strongest sense linked to memory. The olfactory bulb is the first place that smell information is processed in the brain, and from there, it sends the info along for further processing to other regions of the brain, which happen to be the old friends that we met earlier this episode. Information is sent for further processing in the amygdala, which associates smells with emotion. Info is also passed along to the hippocampus, which contributes to the formation of episodic memory, memories that occur at a particular place and time. Info all.
Let me try to pronounce these words. Dala, and hippocampus.
Also gets passed along to the orbitofrontal cortex, which associates odor and taste. If you've ever taken a bite out of an old family recipe and thought back to the summer that you spent with your grandparents, that's exactly what's going on here.
Case in point, I couldn't relate to it because in Singapore there's no summer. My bad.
So, as you can imagine, a drink that is so much about aromatic spice smells is primed to light up all those parts of the brain and activate a wave of
orbitofrontal cortex.
Positive emotion and nostalgic memories. And Starbucks knows it. As the story goes, the Liquid Lab team brought in their own homemade pumpkin pies from family recipes. They then alternated between bites of pie and sips of latte back and forth until they slowly honed in on the perfect flavor profile for the drink that they hoped would encapsulate autumn, which is funny since the PSL is about as unnatural of a drink as you can get. Today, only about 5 to 10% of the spices in a pumpkin spice latte are real. The rest are flavor compounds that mimic the spices that you'd typically find in the American cupboard. In all, there are about 340 flavor compounds in the pumpkin spice latte. Even Starbucks' inclusion of real pumpkin should be taken with a grain of salt. According to food organization IFT, quote, the amount of pumpkin puree added does very little other than appease those who wanted to see real pumpkin on the list of ingredients. But here's the real twist, friends. Not only does the PSL activate our FOMO, decrease our ability to think rationally, increase its own perceived value, and then hit us with scents that heavily activate positive seasonal memories, targeting nearly every
the last part I couldn't relate, I'm sorry. The last part I couldn't relate because there is no memories. I couldn't relate. Yeah, sorry.
Every major part of the brain, it also does one last thing that I think is just hilarious. It doesn't taste like coffee. As the story goes, when the flavor testers finally settled on a proper pumpkin spice formula, some of the higher-ups at the company were worried that it covered up the taste of the beans. As Tim Kern, founder and former executive at Starbucks, admits, quote, a number of us thought it was a beverage so dominated by a flavor other than coffee that it didn't put Starbucks' coffee in the best light. And
yeah, that is gonna be very weird, very awkward, and ironic.
And that to me is the best twist of all, because the pumpkin spice latte formulation eliminates the one last thing that holds back most other Starbucks drinks, and that is the coffee itself. I don't know if you've ever had a conversation with someone about this, but I know multiple people who don't like Starbucks coffee because they say it's too strong or too burnt tasting. And while that's my anecdotal evidence, they're not alone in that assessment.
If I asked all of you what you want in a coffee, every one of you would say, I want a dark, rich, hearty roast. What percentage of you actually like a dark, rich, hearty roast? Somewhere between 25 and 27%. Most of you like milky wheat coffee. But you will never ever say to someone who asks you what you want that I want a milky weak coffee.
You see, coffee is a weird drink because it's bitter, and bitterness is something that we humans have been evolutionarily primed against since the caveman days, because it served as a defensive mechanism preventing us from eating poisonous food. And yet, as the theory goes, coffee gets around that aversion because of conditioning. Our brains are getting rewarded by the hit of caffeine when we take a sip of coffee, so we can.
Yes, it's kind of conditioning. This sort of like, I trained you, I practice you through time, a long period of durations in which you start to like this kind of strong bitterness.
Condition ourselves to be okay with this taste that we would otherwise be actively trying to avoid. But what if you had all the positive effects of caffeine and none of the bitterness?
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Everything is awesome when you're living a dream. Yeah.
Well, that, my friends, is a drink that'll sell millions. And that is the pumpkin spice latte, which means, in a delightfully ironic twist, the most popular coffee drinks at Starbucks would be the ones that taste the least like coffee. And I think Starbucks has figured it out at this point. For an example, let's go international. In Japan, they've released Christmas strawberry cake milk, which incorporates the flavors of one of Japan's favorite Christmas desserts. The Japanese love their whipped cream and strawberry-topped sponge cake so much that they even have an emoji for it. And Starbucks went all in on matching the flavor to the point that it includes no coffee, just white mocha syrup. In China, Starbucks is wisely hopping on the cheese trend that's sweeping Southeast Asia. Heard me right, I said cheese trend. Cheese isn't a traditional part of the Chinese diet, but cheesy drinks have become all the rage in the region in recent years.
I'm not sure if you know, right? That is 流行, meaning in trend, hype. Yeah, I can read the words.
Starbucks is doing its part to fan
Wait, I'm not sorry, I can read the words.
Flames with their snowy cheese latte, which sounds super weird, but then again, so is putting a bland orange gourd into coffee. But regardless of which of these take off or not, I think what we've all learned today is that the most important ingredients aren't necessarily the ones hitting our taste buds, it's the ones hitting our brains. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. Hey, if you like this episode, make sure you check out our other episode on coffee and how it changed the course of human history. Not gonna learn about this one in your history books, or, you know, you can just subscribe. Make sure that you never miss another episode again, ever. We're like the weak, milky coffee of YouTube.
And ring the notification bell as well. Thank you so much.
Not one of those flashy, bold cups, but generally well liked by everyone. So take a swig and subscribe. It's good for your brain.
Thank you. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you find this video very interesting to watch. It's quite unique and special, isn't it? If you do like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel. And I sincerely appreciate all of your support and encouragement for my work. It's very motivating, uplifting, encouraging. Thank you all so much for your support. You're the best, and I hope to see you all in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory. Sorry. One more time. But hey, that's just a theory, a food theory. Bon appetit. Thank you. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye. Thank you. Subscribe. Wonderful. Okay, one more video. Alright, thank you so much for being so engaging and active in my video. In my live stream chat. One more video to watch. One more video. Alright. Right now it's 6:41 PM. By the time I finish, it's gonna be like what, 7+ PM already. I just hope that it doesn't drag too long. Gosh. Okay, now it's about count cereal, I guess. Breakfast cereal. Okay. The introductions. Okay. Let's see. Do you burger? I don't know. That's right. Funny. I love your cool videos. Which one's better? Fortnite to Minecraft. I would guess longevity wise Minecraft. Short burst wise in comparison to these two are. Short burst wise Fortnite. Fortnite appeared in Endgame, Avengers Endgame. Noob Master 69. Get it? 69? Yeah. My bad. Sorry. My deepest apologies. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, let's start. This is about cereal. Okay, I love our cool videos. Thank you so much. Every single time. Rock. The rock meme. Let me try this. Okay. The rock. Face off. It's about the drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour, put in the work, put in hours, and take what's ours. Let's work. Okay, next. Rock memes. The driver about how we stay hungry, we devour. Oh, they are the one. Rock memes. Bow drive is about power. Memes. It's time to stop. What time is it for me? Oh, right now it's 6:43 p.m. 3:30 to me. 3:30 a.m. or 3:30 p.m. I don't know what's UM, by the way, I'm sorry. Legos. Legos. Yeah. Okay, last one. Let's hi Brian and today. Breakfast cereal. And today. Let's try some. Breakfast. Together. Alright, since this video, right, I can try to do a different outro. Different intro, okay? Three, two, one, and go. Hi everyone, it's me. And today, let's try some breakfast cereal together. Let's go.
Alright, mascots, listen up. Your Halloween-themed monster cereals are all basically the same. We don't need all 5 of you, so we're gonna have to cull the herd a little bit. One at a time, step forward and deliver your catchphrase. Count Chocula, you're first.
I want to eat your cereal.
Alright, not very clever, but I get it. You can stay. Next up is Frankenberry. You know what? Actually, your cereal sells pretty well. You're safe. You too, Booberry. Good job on those sales. Let's hear from, you, Fruity Mummy.
Fruity yummy mummy makes your tummy go yummy.
Is that real? Is that really your catchphrase?
Yeah, I say it in commercials and everything.
Take him away.
What? Come on, no!
Fruit Brute. Let's hear it from you. Alright, gonna stop you right there. So that's it? You just howl the word fruit?
I'll see myself out.
Yeah, you do that. Honestly, didn't even know you were a thing until today.
Okay, that's awkward.
Happy Halloween, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory.
Alright, so let me try this. Happy holidays. Alright, hello Internet! Welcome to Food Theory! Hi. What am I doing, man? Seriously, what am I doing?
Joe, that's part of a balanced argument. Loyal theorists, I'm not exactly what you'd call a sugary cereal kind of guy.
Sorry.
Aside from Apple Jacks, which I'm gonna tell you all about in an upcoming episode, we just don't keep cereals like that around the house, except for the seasonal exceptions. You see, every holiday when cereals roll out their special limited edition flavors, I love testing them out. I'm curious what new sugary concoction they've come up with this time. Christmas Crunch, sign me up. S'mores summer cereal, absolutely. Lucky Charms for St. Patrick's Day, it's just Lucky Charms. And on Halloween, you know we invite Count Chocula into the house. As every sugar-loving kid knows, General Mills' seasonal monster cereals get trotted out onto store shelves every year around Halloween. Count Chocula is probably my personal favorite. He's the mascot of the chocolate-flavored monster cereal that's been a fan favorite since its commercials first hit airwaves back in 1971.
Don't be scared. I'm the super sweet monster with the super sweet new cereal, Count Chocula.
Despite having 50 years of television commercials under his cape, Count Chocula's backstory isn't all fleshed out. As his oh-so-punny name suggests, he's basically a kid-friendly version of Bela Lugosi's iconic Dracula character. Down
vampire,
to the accent, the wardrobe, and the fangs. Well, they're not exactly fangs, are they? Let's just go with his two beaver-like front teeth. Count Chocula in the commercials is very proud of his chocolate cereal, and he'll go toe-to-toe with anyone who claims that their cereal is superior, especially Frankenberry, his frenemy/roommate in the Monster Mansion. While they don't see eye to eye when it comes to chocolate versus strawberry, both monsters can agree on one thing: children and cute animals are downright terrifying.
Count Chocula. Frankenberry.
Hi.
Frankenberry. Count Chocula.
Meow.
Kids love Count Chocula.
Kids love Frankenberry, and I love their commercials.
So it all seems pretty straightforward, right? Count Chocula is a not-so-scary version of Dracula who sells delicious, sugary cereal to kids. He has no real backstory to speak of, so he's totally uncontroversial. Well, this is the part of the episode where your childhood gets ruined, folks, because we here at Food Theory did some digging. Turns out that Count Chocula does have himself a backstory, and it's been kept secret for obvious reasons. Count Chocula is the product of excessive inbreeding. Yup, and we can prove it. So hold on to your Frankenberries, because this monstrous food theory has got itself some teeth.
Wait a minute first. You do recognize that this is a fictional character, right? It's fictional, bro. That you're thinking too much about
First
it.
off, let me just say, I get it. This is a weird, bold claim to be making about a beloved children's cereal mascot. But it's not like I woke up this morning looking for a way to take down Count Chocula, okay? I woke up like a month and a half ago looking for a way to take down Count Chocula. I'm a guy who follows wherever the facts lead me, right? And
alright, but case in point, you must remember that this video came out in the year 2020 and ran out in the year 2022. So 2 years have passed? Yeah, 2 years have passed.
Count Chocula's case, the trail began with his chin. See, over the past 50 years, we've seen Count Chocula drawn in a variety of different animation styles, as you'd expect from any character who's been around that long. But his chin has been a constant throughout every iteration. There's no version of it that isn't long and protruding. Now, this is known as prognathism, the extension or bulging out of the lower jaw. Colloquially, it's referred to as Habsburg jaw, because it's most famously present throughout the Habsburg dynasty. And by the way, I'm going to be spelling Habsburg with a B in today's episode, despite the Habsburg with a P spelling that we're used to in the US. Yeah, it does sound like a P to your ear, but actually modern day descendants of that royal line spell it with a B. And you know what? If they're the descendants of that line, I'm going to trust the way that they spell their own names, so it's good enough for food theory.
And you must remember that I don't really understand it. I don't even know the existence of it. So thank you so much, MacPat, for educating about me. But I first time recognizing their existence. I'm sorry.
Now, the Habsburgs were a massively powerful royal house with territories across Central Europe, Southeastern Europe, and beyond from the 13th century until the Austro-Hungarian Empire fragmented in the wake of World War I.
AKA Amos, just Amos. I'm sorry, but I just didn't know they existed.
In order to secure land holdings and alliances, the Habsburgs, as well as many other royal families in that region at the time, married strategically. And by strategically, I mean, if you can't trust someone else to do it, you gotta do it yourself. Long story short, these ancestral lines were more incestuous than a YouTuber's working crew. Not like YouTubers are doing it with their family. I mean, YouTubers are doing it with their family. They're working together. YouTubers tend to work with their family and close relatives. That's what I'm saying here. All right, I'm just saying that everyone tends to work with their family members in this industry. And in the Habsburg line, they were working with their family in a different way. Anyway.
Alright, MacPat, just stop it. You are trying to explain something. You are digging a hole way too deep, you know. Just shoot.
The result, after a century or 6 of keeping it in the family, so to speak, let's just say the gene pool got a bit shallow, and the genetic disorder prognathism became pronounced. Now, obviously, just because you have a protruding lower jaw doesn't mean that you're the product of inbreeding. I don't want to say that in the slightest. Obviously, there are plenty of examples out there of people with an extended lower jaw that, you know, aren't their own grandfather. But when you look at the details around Count Chocula's character, the story starts to tell itself. Count Chocula's accent closely mimics Bela Lugosi's original portrayal of Dracula back in 1931.
I am Dracula. My delicious super sweet cereal, Count Chocula.
Lugosi was born in Lugos, Austria-Hungary, which today is Lugoj, Romania. Lugoj has been within Transylvania's ever-changing borders at certain points in history, though today it lies in the Romanian historic region adjacent Transylvania. Because Lugosi used his natural dialect for the role of Dracula, this is strong evidence that Count Chocula hails from the same geographic region as Bela Lugosi, that is to say, near Transylvania, particularly the western edge of Transylvania, closer to the present-day Hungarian-Romanian border. As for Chocula's title of Count, this also ties him to that region. A Count is a title of nobility that generally ranks towards the middle of the royal hierarchy. Now,
another thing that I didn't know, I genuinely didn't know, more like in this century, in this day and age, in the year 2022, doesn't even more. Okay, everybody who's watching this video right now, comment down below if you even know this kind of hierarchy. Like in the year 2022, do you even recognize it? I'm from Singapore. I do not know this thingy. At different time, different locations, different circumstances, different situations. Let's see. Let's learn something, okay? There's Knight, Lord, Baron, Viscount, Count, Marquis, Duke, Prince, King. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there's 9. Okay, the more you know.
Not every European country has a title that's equivalent to Count, but both Romania and Hungary just so happen to be among the countries that do. In
coincidence.
Romania, the title is Cont, and in Hungary, it's Vicomte. So to recap, the evidence suggests that Count Chocula is a noble who hails from a region with a rich tradition of royal inbreeding, and he happens to exhibit the genetic disorder prognathism, which is a side effect of long-term inbreeding. It's certainly strong circumstantial evidence, but I'd like something a bit more direct. After all, just because someone's a count doesn't necessarily mean that they have themselves a royal bloodline. A non-noble may have a title such as Count conferred to them by a monarch long after their birth. So there's certainly a chance that Count Chocula was just a big-chinned commoner with no royal lineage or family history of incest, and he was just given the title of Count for, I don't know, having the most delicious cereal on the block or something. What I'm looking for is evidence of actual royal lineage, and as a matter of fact, Count Chocula does drop a super handy tidbit about his bloodline in Count Chocula Goes to Hollywood, a record that came with monster cereal boxes back in 1979.
You must be kidding me, man. Seriously? Seriously, that is like more than 40 years ago, eh? More than 40 years ago.
To lay the scene, Count Chocula here has just told Frankenberry that he's going to Hollywood to win a monster look-alike contest.
Why should you win, Count Chocula?
Because I look just like my great-great-uncle Drac from Transylvania.
So Count Chocula claims to be the great-grandnephew of Dracula, and that's incredibly useful information to us because we're basically trying to do the impossible, connect a fictitious character to a real-life dynasty. But Dracula, as it would happen, is one of those characters who blurs the line between reality and fiction a little bit. I suppose you could say he walks in both worlds. Allow me to explain.
But you must also remember that this is just a fictional character, so yep.
In 1897, the world was introduced to Dracula in Bram Stoker's gothic horror novel of the same name.
Yep, this is more than 1 century ago. Wait, that is, okay, to be exact, that is 125 years ago. Wow.
Obviously, Count Dracula, an old-school vampire who was sucking blood long before vampires started to suck, is a fictional character. But the character is largely based upon a real-life Transylvanian-born royal from the 1400s, Vlad III Tepes.
Yes, that is more than half a millennium.
aka Vlad the Impaler, aka Vlad Dracula. The thing is, Stoker didn't exactly fact-check his novel or anything. After all, he was just a guy trying to write some cool, creepy gothic fiction. It seems Stoker heard some stories about Vlad the Impaler being a generally bloodthirsty guy who impaled people, then used elements of those stories to help craft a vampire character who isn't exactly Vlad the Impaler, but also has enough overlap that it couldn't really be based on anyone else in history. How many other Transylvanian royals named Dracula out there have a thing for impaling, you know? So essentially what Count Chocula is saying is that in his universe, he's the great-grandnephew of Vlad the Impaler. And while Vlad the Impaler isn't himself a Habsburg, he did have himself the Habsburg jaw. I repeat, a relative of Count Chocula has himself prognathism. Now, of course, we need to make sure that the timeline checks out. Vlad the Impaler lived in the 1400s, and his supposed great-grandnephew, Count Chocula, is hitting up discos in the 20th century. Are we to believe that they're separated by 6 centuries and yet only 3 generations? Well, yeah, vampires are semi-immortal after all. Dracula is a vampire. Count Chocula is a vampire. Well, actually, is he a vampire? I mean, he obviously dresses the part, but let's look at the evidence. There's a number of vampiric rules laid out in Dracula that don't seem to apply to Count Chocula. He sleeps in a bed rather than a coffin. He's able to ingest human food, he casts a shadow, and yet he does possess some vampiric powers, such as the ability to levitate objects and turn into a bat? I think that's a bat. It's close enough. The point is this: Count Chocula possesses some vampiric traits, but not all, which is solid evidence that he's not quite a vampire, but rather a dhampir. Now, what's that, you might ask? Well, get ready to learn about the bats and the bees, everyone. You see, when a vampire and a human love each other very, very much, they
Okay, stop for a moment first. Just stop for a moment first. Let's be wholesome. Let's be family friendly. Kids are watching. Thank you so much for being so understanding and yeah.
Make a dhampir. According to legend, dhampirs are able to do specific vampiric things like practice sorcery and control animals, but are also able to do certain human things like eat human food and sometimes cast shadows. And according to Mythology Wiki, quote, dhampirs may be more mortal than vampires who are known to have a semblance of immortality, but they can still live for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And this makes so much sense because if you look at Count Chocula over the course of the past 50 years, it's very clear that his body is in fact changing. And I'm not just talking about his art style here, he's gotten a lot taller. In the 70s, his eyes were basically at Frankenberry's chin, but just a decade later, and suddenly they're practically eye to eye. And yet, after that 50 plus years of adulthood, he still doesn't look elderly. So what's clear is that Count Chocula is aging, but not at a human rate. See, if he were purely a vampire, he wouldn't have aged at all. If he were a human, he'd be looking like the Red Woman without her necklace. But instead, he's put on a good 16 inches over the past 5 decades as he finally hit some kind of slow-mo dhampiric puberty. So he's a dhampir in Dracula's lineage, but there's still a huge unanswered question lingering in the air. What's the deal with his name? Why is he called Count Chocula? This brings us to the final part of the theory. Consider this: Vlad II was known as Vlad Dracul. His son, Vlad the Impaler, was known as Dracula, meaning son of Dracul. So by this custom, it's quite possible that Count Chocula's ancestors were Chocul originally and was changed somewhere down the line. Oh, and by the way, Chocul just so happens to be a surname that's found most densely in, where else? Central Europe, including modern-day Hungary. So
the more you know, I guess, it's just coincidence, right?
if you're in Transylvania and want to run into somebody named Chocul, you don't really have to travel that far. So here's the theory, my friends, the food theory, as to why literally everything in Count Chocula's life is the way it is. His mother, a vampire, hailed from the Dracula line and was Vlad the Impaler's grandniece. Count Chocula's father, who had the surname Chocul, was a regular old mortal. The two lovebirds met somewhere in the vicinity of Transylvania at some point in the last 5 centuries or so. They gave birth to Alfred. Yeah, his first name is Alfred, had to throw that one in there. And Alfred, being the son of Chocul, took the customary step of taking Chocula as his name. From his mother's side, Alfred inherited the noble title of Count, his considerable wealth, as well as the protruding chin. From there, chocolate probably just kind of became Count Chocula's thing, the same way pretzels became the Wetzel family's thing. When you got a name like that, you just kind of have to roll with it, you know? So there you have it, friends, the most complete backstory of Count Chocula to date, with all the good, the bad, and the inbreeding included. And it's just in time, too, because General Mills is reportedly developing an entire cinematic universe for its monster cereal IP.
What? I mean, seriously? 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 Seriously?
wish that was a joke, but it's certainly not. And given what we've learned today, I think it could work. It has echoes of the connected Justice League universe, with Count Chocula as the Batman stand-in. Quite literally this time at the center of it all.
I'm Batman. I'm vengeance.
The Batman character is made for some really great movies over the years, so I feel like inbred Batman would at least be halfway decent. Besides, it's not like General Mills has many other options. What are they gonna do? Put the fate of the franchise on the shoulders of this guy?
Fruity yummy mummy makes your tummy go yummy.
But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. Thanks for watching, theorists. If you enjoyed our deep dive into Count Chocula lore, definitely check out our episode on the Kool-Aid Man. Did you know that the Kool-Aid Man is part of the Marvel Universe? Oh,
MCU.
Yeah, he is. Anyway, be sure you subscribe to the channel, or if you've already done that, drop a new and improved catchphrase for Fruity Yummy Mummy down in the comments.
And ring the notification bell as well. Thank you so much. Subscribe!
If General Mills is gonna thrust an entire monster cereal cinematic universe on us, they're definitely gonna need our help to make it suck just a little bit less. I'll see you all next week.
Thank you. Subscribe and ring the notification bell as well. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, and by the way, have you just noticed that MadPat just spent the entire episode on a fictional character? Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video together with me. I hope you find this video very interesting and just fun to watch it. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have anything to share with us down below. Don't forget to follow my channel and sincerely appreciate all of the support and encouragement for my work. Thank you all so much, you're the best, and I hope to see you all in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory, a food theory. Bon appetit. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Subscribe. Subscribe. Alright, so that's that. Finally I can finish all my videos. Oh gosh. Tomorrow I'm going to react to 6 more videos. Today, 6 videos is done. Awesome. Alright, let's read some of your comments. Legos, okay. It's a drive. It's about drive. It's about power. We stay hungry. We devour. Put in work. Put in hours and take. What's ours? Five Nights at Freddy's. FNAF. What do you say? Oh, sorry. What do you say? What do you say? Kids are so afraid. I don't understand. I'm a kid. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's do the outro. Thank you so much for being so engaging to my chat. Thank you so much for coming over and supporting my live stream as well. Thank you so much. Let's see. Thank you so much. Let's try to pronounce your name one more time. Let's do it properly. Let's be... I feel bad if I pronounce your name wrongly. C-H-E-Y-E-N-N-Y. That's right. E-N-N-E-N-O-R-I-E-G.
Cheyenne Noriega.
Let's try.
Cheyenne Noriega.
Alright, I'm gonna try pronouncing it. Cheyenne Noriega, thank you so much for coming over to my live stream. Next is just going through. Kayla Vlogs 222, thank you so much for coming over to my live stream. Sheepix, thank you so much for coming over to my live stream. Victor Player, thank you so much for being so supportive. All of you are the best. I hope to see you all in my next live stream. But hey, that's just a stream, a live stream. Thanks for watching. Thank you. And I hope to see you all in my next live stream. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Okay? Nice. Alright. Today's video is finished. Tomorrow's got some direction to do. Thank you so much.